ain't Karate Kid. Bruce Lee. Giving you double vision. Don't fear. No mercy. Gloves off. Try and hurt me. You can't hurt me.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Smack Attack. I am your host, Jimmy T. That is my co-host, Dr. Jeff Lippman, and we are live right here on the HMG YouTube channel, the PWC YouTube channel, and of course HMG on Twitch and Channel Attitude After the Fact. Jeff, welcome to the Smack Attack. What's going on, my friend, and how's things?
And right.
He did it again. He did it again, God damn it. I even forgot to respond to him. I didn't even respond to it. I already know. It's normal at this point, but hopefully he's back maybe next week. Maybe not. Who knows? But we'll see.
He did say a week ago that he was not going to be here this week. I mean, he posted it. I saw it.
Well, he didn't technically say it. Oh, actually, no, you're right. He did. He actually did tell me. I forgot about it. But, I mean, now you might as well do some bets at this point. Will he be here next week? Will he not? I mean,
yeah, sure. It could be a whole new fun thing. I mean, the person who wins, I mean, you could have a whole host of things. You know, you could win a free Patreon to the Humming Media Group if you get the most right over the course of a year.
If I knew he wasn't going to turn up or not, I would say, look, I'm not going to lie, I'm not the biggest fan of Sweep the Leg, the song, but because, you know, it's his little baby, I'll keep sweeping the leg for him. But
I just realized the free Patreon, that's a face slap value. That's the value of a free face slap.
Something like that. I don't know, mate. For me, I get sick of songs pretty quick. You know what I mean? I like to change it up sometimes, but it doesn't matter. We're not here to talk music. Jeff.
I sure as shit isn't.
Well, you're back by popular demand, first of all, but I just want to say, well, hey, I know, you laugh, but you saw the reaction you got on Twitter. I mean, everybody started to come out and invite you to all their shows. Did you even end up appearing on any of the shows?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Are you kidding me? Are you saying you didn't even read anything like that people were saying about you?
I saw that somebody posted "Everyone Loves Dosed." It was all Jay from the Pro Wrestling Times.
I saw that,
and I said, "No, they don't." And you said, "Yes, they do." And I think two people said, "We love Dose," and then Exani said, "Pause."
Yeah, I know. Exani's, you know, he's a bit of a hater sometimes, but he's all right, man. I actually spoke to Exani on the phone. Funny enough, he exists. He's actually a person. Yeah.
Who talks to someone on the phone?
I know, it's true. It's 2024.
It's like my mother. Can you call? No, text.
He exists, man. He exists. But look at Zane. Zane says, Dr. Jeff, how much are you getting paid to bail out Jimmy T?
Nothing.
What?
I get nothing out of this.
Bail out me? He's bailing out John. He's not bailing out me. Come on now. God damn. But there was something I was going to say to you, but now I totally forgot. Yeah. Well, then you did miss this. A couple of other guys, one from the Pro Wrestling Times, obviously, and Labrat in the chat. I'll get back to you in a minute, Labrat. And another person also invited you to their show, and you obviously missed it. The Pro Wrestling Times dude actually invited you to be on the show, and
I doubt I missed anything. I mean,
you did.
I don't know if you're calling Spaces a show or not. Like, I'm invited into Spaces all the time.
And, on Twitter, you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, and frankly, I don't really like the forum, and I don't really feel like talking on Spaces. Like, I'll listen more often than I'll speak in those, and usually it's just to, you know, be a body that's in there for the people who are hosting it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we've had this sort of discussion when you're trying to, you know, drag me back into doing wrestling podcasts like more frequently. It's like, I feel like at this point, like, most of the wrestling world has reached a point of rationality. There's no longer a purpose for me. I mean, and that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's that it's like even the JDs and who I don't listen to, and the Jason who I don't listen to of the world, they're criticizing AEW. Air Gold is criticizing AEW. Just Alex is criticizing AEW. The world is like, pretending what's happening now wasn't happening 3.5 years ago. I've won. I mean, they're seeing the same shit I am. I mean, everyone thought I was like obsessed with them not getting the TV contract. And I'm not obsessed with it. It just confuses me. I just don't know why. And and the fact that ever since they got their TV contract renewed, like their numbers have gone down by 20%, because I think a lot of people who were pretending they were enjoying AEW because they felt like they had to, they were invested in its continuing existence. They're like, whew, and they got their TV extension. They're like, I don't have to watch or support this shit any longer. And that's it. That's it. I've always said AEW can last forever in one form or another because Tony has enough money to keep it going forever. And it brings in enough revenue to subsidize his hobby, whether he reaches a nominal ongoing prospective profitability status or not, whether he ever recoups his initial losses or not. It's enough to sustain itself. I mean, I will never recoup my investments in podcasting. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to still do it because I can afford this level to, for him, if he's spending 5% of his fortune a year on this, it's fine because he's going to make 7% on his fortune a year just by living without doing anything. I mean, when the city of Jacksonville approved his new stadium, his net worth went up by several $100 million. When the Dallas Cowboys got valued at $11 billion or whatever it was, the Jacksonville Jaguars got valued higher, so he got valued higher. I mean, again, he doesn't need to do anything for his net worth to increase. So whatever. This if what's the difference if you own one racehorse or 4 racehorses and they never win any races? You're still going on to all the cool parties. His version of the cool parties is watching Bangers with the Sickos.
That was perfect. Because when you said Bangers, that is brilliant, bro. I mean, you're right. And you know what, dude? I don't know if you've seen this account on Twitter in particular, or X, whatever you want to call it. He calls himself Slick 2209, some generic name.
Oh, it's Slick 1099 or 20. Yeah, he for a while we had he and I we had a fairly okay,
Me
Twitter
too. Hey, he was following me. I was following him. But get to your story first, and I'll tell you mine.
Well, one day he just decided to block me, and
me too.
I didn't even know what happened. What what was? I mean, at any point during our course for the same kind of substance, he could have blocked me or whatever. But I'm on Blue Sky as well, and now everybody follows me there. I follow them, and nobody can. I mean, I don't do anything. Blue Sky is really, really dull, first of all. But
I haven't made an account on that yet, but I don't know if I will.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to. Well, the thought was I was going to use it for an entirely different purpose other than wrestling. But I mean, I think the Blue Sky sugar high is over, and it's it's already just anyway. But he's still there. Yeah. So that's the end of my story. Is that we had a perfectly cordial relationship, and one day I guess he decided it wasn't, and he blocked me.
Well, that's the same with me. Actually, we used to talk quite frequently, and I'll try, just so I don't hurt his feelings, I would try to be as impartial as possible when it came to AEW, right? But obviously, he started, either he was listening to our shows. I think that's a possibility. He probably heard our shows, heard us, the way we talk about AEW, but we weren't lying. It's not like we're lying. And then he blocked me too, and we had a good relationship as well. But I thought, you know what? Screw this guy because he's a hypocrite, right? So I've got a burner account, right? So I went back on his thing just to unleash, you know what I mean? Because really, he's such a hypocrite. And this is the problem with AEW fans. I cannot stand the bias. They all say that, everybody else is WWE shield, but it's like, then what are you? Look at yourself in the mirror, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Stop thinking you like.
Anyone who thinks that at least I'm on WWE shield, just don't change your channel. Listen to this entire show. Watch this entire show because you're going to hear some things.
Well, yeah. So screw you, Slick. Can't even show his face, Slick, whatever his name is. All I know is Canadian, and it sums it up. No offense to our Canadian listeners, but some of y'all are a bit soft.
Well,
shall I say?
That is progress in our investigations about who he is. Sorry.
Brilliant. I just want to welcome the chat anyway. Hello, Exani or Zane Vicious, the master ruler of the world, as Ray would say.
What
Jerome
does
Hall.
that comment even mean? What do
He
you
says,
mean?
"What the fuck you mean? I'm not him." I don't know what he's on about.
Isn't
I have no
Carmelo
idea.
Hayes him? I mean, I would disagree that he's him either. I mean, you're as much him as Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, I didn't even understand that stupid catchphrase anyway. Let's be real.
I do. I mean,
I am him. Yeah, I get it. Like, I'm it. I get it, but like, it's stupid to me.
I thought he was just saying his pronouns were he, him.
Or she, him. Are you talking about
I
him?
just thought that he was just identifying his gender as male.
Or he, her, him.
Oh, yours makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
Anyway, Jerome Hall is also in the house. Hey, HMG family, what's going on, brother? Labrat is always getting tested on something. Clearly, they've been testing some hallucinogens because he said,
"Hi, everybody."
Hi, everybody. I thought doing the count. 1, 2.
No, it's like this the scientist from The Simpsons. Hi, everybody.
The guy, yeah. He says phone proof Jimmy T is AI.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, so you'd rather hear my voice than actually see me for proof of AI?
You're very ugly.
Oh, thanks. You asshole. Straight up. Cold Blooded's in the house saying, "Morning, friends. Rumor has it that Huck Tour coin is the proud sponsor of today's show."
The value is down.
Yeah, well, apparently, I mean, they were mentioning her quite a bit on SmackDown, funny enough. And I have seen a lot. I mean, what's going on? Why is everyone doing this Bitcoin bullshit, dude? What's going on?
It's like NFTs. Everyone wants to make up new things that are worth something. And most things aren't worth it. I mean, somehow Bitcoin is still worth $100,000. And I promise you, listen, if you have Bitcoin, congratulations. If you're making on Bitcoin of money, I would suggest that you take it, as soon as possible. But imaginary money isn't money. I mean, it's about as valuable as the gems that you harvest in Fortnite, which are extremely valuable when you're playing Fortnite, but they're not valuable anyplace else.
Well, that's true. But how much money do you need to start one of these bullshit schemes?
I don't know that you need any particular amount of money.
So then how is it valued anything?
Well, I mean, what you do need, theoretically, allegedly, is a whole lot of computer power and energy to data mine these coins, because that's the whole fake economy of it, is that there's computers, that are data mining these coins as if they're actually finding things in the ground. It's like all made up junk, but apparently it's made up by some algorithms that has some rules. So you have to have enough money for that. But basically what you need after that is enough suckers to believe that they're getting in on the bottom of something that's worth something. But I mean, from the time Huck Tua did her Huck Tua to today, is what, like 4 months ago, is like she exploded on the scene, maybe 6 months ago. And now she's already like the subject of, class action suits, federal investigations. And listen, I'm sure the dummy didn't do anything. She didn't know what she was doing. She's just the face and the name of it. But, listen, Tom Brady and Matt Damon had to pay money back for Ethereum, because they lent their faces to this. And since these aren't, they didn't say paid spokesperson, they actually lent their name to it. Then they're part of the con, and so she's part of the con. So I don't know, not only is her 15 minutes up, but her 15 minutes might turn into 15 years in minimum security prison.
Well, Cold Blooded says that data mining stuff is ridiculous. Completely. And Labrat says, plus they added so many fees to pull your money.
Of course, because they had no money to give you back your money.
And look at Logan Paul too, how apparently he's ripping off everybody with his stupid coin.
I have always said I have no interest in Logan Paul. The WWE, regardless, every time they get another match out of him, I'm like, it's It's enough. Say goodbye before he does something that you can't walk back from. I mean, it's bad.
I'm waiting for that.
It's bad enough that you have Vince in your rear view mirror, still sort of, you're still sort of pulling him, even though it might be the U-Haul tractor that you're pulling in the back, but you can't get rid of him. And so now you add young Vince to your crew. I mean, no, get rid of it. Be done. He doesn't add any eyes. He doesn't add any fans. There's nothing he brings that Pat McAfee can't bring. So, get rid of him. You have you have this whole. I'm sort of convinced that this whole WWID program is to get some people that they can get rid of people, like get rid of Logan Paul, so they actually have some young talents, male talent that are actually become decent wrestlers, so they don't have to rely on this clown for the next 10 years.
Maybe. I mean, we'll see. But I doubt it, though. I think he'll still be there for quite a while. But that reminds me, I think we should actually get into the news proper, don't you think, Jeff, before we do talk any further? Because there is a few news, but before
your show now.
It's getting like that. Here's the news.
Wow, rad 80s graphics.
Yeah, I did the audio, but you can thank Big Ray for the graphics. So,
thanks,
I like
Big Ray.
Yeah, thank you, Ray. Actually, speaking of Ray, Ray and the MSG, our very own MSG, went to MLW this past week. The Eric Bischoff show. What's it called again? I forgot the name.
Oh,
that's it. I watched that crap. It was pathetic. I could not. It's the first time I watched MLW in a long time, and boy, it was just laughable. It was laughable, legit.
I've watched 3 out of their last 4 shows. I didn't watch the Lucha Invasion one or whatever it was, Lucha, and I watch it because I have sort of a little friendship with Mr. Thomas, from Boumaye. So I do it sort of to support him, and he's supposed to be booking somebody who's in their events department or whatever, but in the back office to be on Book of Black. And, hopefully that will be more of a relationship with MLW. So I'm trying to support it. I will say this about MLW. They at least have wrestling stories. They have heels and faces, and they try to make sense of it. They have very few people who are actually under any sort of long-term contract. So the stories are always going to be around them. So if you're not into those particular people, you're not going to like MLW. And if you're not into there being sort of like a constant revolving door of people coming in who are pretending to be in important positions, but really are only just doing arcs for half a year or less, or maybe 1 year, then if you don't like that, then it's not for you. But yeah, it's pretty bad because a lot of the wrestlers are pretty bad. I mean, and their faces and heels, like I mean, every place your heels used to be faces and your faces used to be heels, but like theirs make no sense. They're still trying to figure out their way and find out where they want this whole Lucha Underground thing, to be an Azteca Underground to be in there, and I don't know. They're just bumbling around, but that's a really long way of saying, yeah, it's a little bit of a rough watch, but it does. But at least as far as wrestling stories are concerned, they make more sense than AEW. But
yeah, it makes more sense than AEW. But honestly, AEW is still the easier watch. To be fair, you know what I mean. So, I'll say that much.
No.
I'll say that much.
My thing is, so you asked off air or how things are, or at the beginning of the show. So, as many of you know, La Sicaria is Mia Sposa, and so one of her missions in the Amazon went bad. I mean, the mission went fine, but the XVAC went bad, and the helicopter got there late. And while she was still climbing up the rope ladder, somebody got a lucky shot and winged her leg, so her knee was shattered. So we had to take her to a local medical facility and get her knee repaired. So she was in the hospital. So to add torment to it, when you changed off the hospital introduction channel, because you have to watch a whole orientation thing, somebody had left it on TBS. And so we're watching, Big Bang Theory after Big Bang Theory after Big Bang Theory after Big Bang Theory. And then AEW Wrestling comes on. And, and so I'm watching Kyle Fletcher against Shelton Benjamin, which is like 25 minutes of absolute tedium boredom. Just terrible. And then everybody who knows me, but you certainly do, I'm a sucker for Battle Royal. There's like maybe 3 Battle Royals that I can remember that I didn't like. And this was one of them. The Diamond, I mean, what a
good.
cast of
I didn't watch
goobers.
it yet. I haven't watched it yet, but was it good?
No, it was terrible. They put the top flight foursome in there. You got Cage and Lance Archer, who I guess are a tag team now, pretending to work together. Cage is growing his hair out, which I am not sure, but I wasn't sure it was him. But I'm like, how
That's
many people?
weird.
Yeah, the whole thing. And Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. And Kyle O'Reilly looks in worse shape than Adam Cole. It was just so clumsy and cluttery and botchery, and they had something with Leo Rush and Action Andretti, and accidentally knocked the regular top flight proper guys out. Layla Guzman's barely on the screen. I'm sorry, Layla Gray. Her real name is Carla Guzman.
Layla Guzman.
Right. If Layla Gray is part of the act, put her on screen a lot. I mean, come on. I mean, she's a fabulous looking woman. Anyway, this whole thing was hideous to get you to who's supposed to face MJF for the Diamond Ring. And so this is the laziest way in the world to get you to Adam Cole to MJF. And of course it ends up with, so the last 2 guys have to face each other to next week or whatever to get there. And of course it's Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, because that was a thing 4 years ago in the Undisputed Era when they were disputed and fought each other and nobody cared about again then. I mean, basically that killed Black and Gold, was all this focus on the Lollipop Guild, and this is part of what's killing AEW. So yay, we're going to see out of shape Adam Cole and out of shape Kyle O'Reilly to face MJF. But yeah, Kyle Fletcher, I do not understand why you bring in Will Ospreay and say he's the best wrestler in the world. I mean, after bringing in Okada and saying he's the best wrestler in the world, and then Kyle Fletcher, who's a supporting cast member, who's never going to be a star. He just doesn't have the voice or the charisma for it. Perfectly good wrestler, big kid. He was working on his body, though. From the last time I saw him to this time, it looks like he stopped doing that. But you are having Will Ospreay put over Kyle Fletcher for what? They do not allow stars to be stars in that business. And what I saw is they're already teasing tension between the Hurt Syndicate and Shelton Benjamin. They're already like looking at him as the weak link. There's 3 of them, and only 2 of them wrestle. I mean,
What?
This is just idiocracy. And someone said, no. This is MVP is the coach, and it's tough love. No, whenever something like this starts, it always ends with a breakup. I mean, so you brought them in just to feud with each other because you can't have Bobby Lashley ain't gonna job to Jack Perry, and so you got nothing. So you spent $10 million or whatever on these 3 guys to do nothing. Oh, or you're gonna bring Ricochet into that. Ooh, yay, Ricochet. He's been. I mean. Talk about boring. Just put a mask on him and call him Hologram too.
I was going to say he should come back as Prince Puma for sure.
Yeah, I think somebody owns that. But anyway, just call him Hologram Dose.
Well, Zane Vichy says Cole has type 1 diabetes. We knew that. We know that, Zane. And what does that mean? That's why he's out of shape?
He's had that for a long time. He also had clearly his atrophy, and his right bicep has necrotically devolved.
It is what it is. Gus says, what is the purpose of the diamond ring?
They hit people with it so you can win matches by cheating?
To hurt people, like the Hurt Syndicate song says. But Elaborate also says, AEW, we're the best wrestle.
Or Wrestle votes.
Hey, they should just change the name to the cruiserweight fucking all cruiserweight wrestling. That's what AEW is. I mean, let's be real.
Well, Cody said that. Like in the early days, he said this is a cruiserweight promotion.
Well, there you have it. Zane says MVP is the coach, but Shelton coached Brock Lesnar. We also know that, Zane. And he's a badass. Hey, I love Shelton, just quietly. The only thing that lets Shelton down is, and let's be honest, man, in ring, A+. On the mic, I dare say a D. That's what's always let him down. But he's got a presence about him, though, man. Yeah, I've said that too, Gross. I've also said All Extreme Wrestling. I've said that a million times in the past. But now, it's where the best wrestle. Remember that. Where all the best little guys wrestle to be, in fact. You know what I mean? They don't know what their identity is, people. That's the thing. They've got no identity.
Their identity is an indie plus, late stage TNA.
There you go. And I dare say TNA was better for the most part than AEW. But anyway, and I'm talking about back in the day. Let's get into the news now, Jeff, proper that is. And of course, as we heard on SmackDown, Jimmy Uso has got a broken toe, and Bronson Reed has absolutely shattered his ankle. I mean, and we also found out that Tonga Loa has ruptured his bicep. What the hell? I mean, that War Games decimated the actual roster. Well, not the whole roster, but 3 pretty important players in WWE, and it kind of throws a curveball with all the current storylines.
It sure does. I mean, and look, the thing with Jimmy Uso, he's done a million splashes in the world. That had to be a fluke, but Jimmy's had a run of bad luck. I mean, Jimmy's. This is starting to feel like a Lifeblood in Ring of Honor, where it's just snake bit. Or the Devil story, in AEW, which was snake bit. But Bronson Reed, I think it was his decision to go up to the top because he wanted to make a moment. And yeah, he made a moment, but if he's ended his career, his moment is going to be forgotten. I mean, what people don't realize is the moments are only remembered when the moment is carried out by someone who had a big career. And that moment won't be remembered unless he comes up. Now, hopefully it will. I mean, hopefully it's just because he was finally finding his way. And I think he fit in really well in this new Bloodline thing. And, people were fantasizing, him and Jacob Fatu as a Samoan SWAT team type hit squad.
I love that. That'd be a great name to bring back too.
Now, Tonga Loa, let's face it, he's been a series of calamities. They rushed him to the main roster just for a Bloodline story, which was it worth it for the company? Probably. Was it worth it for him financially? Probably. But I mean, between his eye and whatever else has been going on with him, and everyone's saying that, I mean, he's basically become the Nia Jax of the male division. He's except without any interesting story. He's the biggest member of the Bloodline, but he's like the most useless. So I don't know what they do. I mean, they sort of made a statement tonight, and we'll try to unpack that. But yeah, that was weird, and it's like the big guys. It's not like it's like Sami Zayn, the little guy who or Tama Tonga, who's the little guy that you think it was too brutal for them, but it was the big guys. So I don't know. I think Tonga Loa is I think he came as damaged goods, and I think he is damaged goods. Bronson Reed, I think he just did a stupid thing. It would have been almost as impactful, if not the same, if he just did it from the top rope. It was just supposed to be CM Punk rescuing Roman. That was the point of the moment, was CM Punk to rescue Roman. Bronson, if he went into business for himself, now maybe it wasn't. We'll find out, or maybe we won't. I don't know. You're right. I mean, a lot of people questioning the wisdom of doing these War Games. Period. I mean, they've done it for years without there being any kind of consequence like this. So I got to blame it on the talent or bad luck. Now the women's war, we can have a very honest debate, and we did, as to that they didn't need to have 2 War Games matches on the War Games card. That one could have just been a regular Survivor Series match on the Survivors show, actually called Survivor Series. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's true.
It is what it is. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, we can speculate all we like, but none of us really know.
Well, Cold Blooded said, "Wait, I thought Daniel Garcia pawned the ring in England." He did, but if you weren't paying attention, MJF said that he found the pawn store and paid for it to get it back. I know, lazy, but your AEW marketers will tell you otherwise, just quietly. Cross is causing heat by saying aces and eights and Death Riders. I mean, I dare say I agree.
Yeah, I don't think he's wrong. I mean, aces and eights is still remembered. I'm not sure in 15 years we'll be remembering the Death Riders.
Well, wasn't it aces and 0.8s like Don Tony used to say?
No, I think he did that. I think that was just a Don Tony doing that. Because that was I think that was the demo at the time, 0.8.
Right, it was. Gruss says those injuries help a lot of other guys on the roster.
How?
They just took the words out of my mouth. Like, I don't know how. I get what he's saying. That means, other guys can get pushed up. To me, it's sort of put everyone in a whirl spin. That's just me, but we'll see. I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but
I mean that's up for the booking to do. But you don't when it's a faction like the Bloodline that's based on family or family adjacent or ethnicity. You can't just plug in people who are on the roster into that. I mean, they have Hikuleo in NXT, so they could rush him up. Well, that's the Tongaloa, too.
He's worse.
What do you bring in? Do you bring back Zion Quinn and pretend that he's Samoan enough? I mean, do you scour?
Well, he's Samoan, not Samoan enough. He actually is Samoan.
I know, but he's not related to these Samoans. Like Bronson Reed wasn't related to these Samoans, so he's Samoan enough to be part of it. Or do you scour the Indies, or maybe do? I mean, I know that most people don't watch MLW, but in the whole Azteca Underground thing, Cesar Durant always has a host of people wearing lucha masks and black suits. You could do the same thing with a whole bunch of people with Samoan tribal tattoos and whatever who are Samoans, have them wear matching masks for the Bloodline, and they're just the pawns. They're not actually part of the story, but they're the goons that you got to get through and are part of the beatdowns. And as long as they can do punches and kicks and Samoan drops, and take bumps, that's fine for whatever the 2 months or whatever you need until some of these guys can come back, or you can find out if Azilla Fatu can wrestle, or Journey Fatu can wrestle, or whatever it is. But I don't think it's as simple as it's going to make room for two other people, because to do so you would abandon the Bloodline story, which is the Bloodline versus the Bloodline, which is the story in WWE.
100%. We got some Chris Bay neck injury updates, and apparently, according to David Marquez, who you might know from Hollywood Wrestling from Florida and Hollywood Wrestling from wherever, because he pretty much has all sorts of different states with the same name, basically says that it's one of the worst in-ring injuries ever in pro wrestling. Now, we understand that, but does any of us know if he's able to walk? Because by the sounds of that, to me, that sounds like he's not walking.
I don't know the answer. I mean, when you need emergency neck surgery the same day, I mean, that sounds bad, and it probably is bad. I mean, Big E's injury was pretty bad. I guess that was technically outside the ring, was in a match. I mean, people have broken their necks, and I mean, I don't know. The answer is I don't know. It seemed bad, and then they set up a GoFundMe immediately, which was a bit controversial. But I don't think you set up a GoFundMe immediately with like a goal of like $50,000 or $70,000 within 24 hours if you don't anticipate some big old co-pays or like a year of 24/7 extra care needed to pay for. So I'm sure he has more information than we do. But I don't have any information. I don't doubt it though. I mean, I heard it was pretty horrific. I don't watch TNA, so I don't know, but yeah. But I know who Marquez is. He's part of the UWN, the United Wrestling Network, which is all these Hollywood, wrestling from in different territories. So
Right,
we're affiliated
exactly.
with NWA for a bit.
They were. That's true.
And
And they'll seem to.
with Aaron Stevens, I think he was booking at least the Hollywood in Hollywood version of it.
Yeah, no, I think he was at one stage too. I think you're right, man. I did watch a few of their shows. It's not bad. But anyway, as we
Japan strong, it was basically the American roster of New Japan. What's New Japan Strong now?
it kind of remind me more of NWA a little bit, but
Yeah.
you
Well,
know what I
it's
mean.
still
But,
the same guys. It's like one of the guys in Blood Force Trauma was there. Royce Isaacs, who was in NWA, was there and is now in New Japan Strong. You got your filthy Tom Lawlers who are part of it. It's one of those where where the names, you just hadn't seen them a lot, like Chris Dickinson's, like those kinds of cats.
oh my God, Chris Dickinson. That's an old school name that's been floundering around the indies forever.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sticking with TNA per se. Apparently, Impact drew the lowest ratings ever known, ever in TNA history.
Well, what was it?
I have
Because I
no
remember
idea.
down there at 54,000.
Oh wow. Well, I'll click on it to see what this number was. Wow, that's weird because apparently. Wait, let me see. Wow, get this, dude. The 18 to 49 key demographic rating for the show is currently not known, but likely was a 0.0 rating.
Well, what was the
0.0?
Well, they've had 0.0 before. I mean, so I don't know if they're talking about this version of TNA versus the 7 years before of Impact. So that's entirely possible, but I don't know what the viewership number. I mean, I saw.
Doesn't specify.
It's very hard to get their numbers. I saw recently one that was 99,000, but there were plenty that were in the 80s and 70s. So, but if you're 0.0, usually that means that your numbers are somewhere under 50,000 total views. I don't even know if they're working with NXT anymore beyond Jordan Grace. And as fun as it is for, I mean, their ticket sales are good. Their shows seem to be drawing. Maybe it's because people don't watch it on TV, so it's fun to see a show. I have no explanation for this. I don't follow that product enough. I keep saying that, like Chris Bay. I don't know what's going on with him. But part of the risk of when you do joint promotions with other companies beyond excursions is people don't need to watch your promotion anymore. And like everyone knows that Josh Alexander is leaving. Chris Bay just got hurt. So what are they doing? Who's this part? Ace Austin. So who knows what's going on with him? I mean, Jordan Grace, everyone is pretty sure she's leaving. I don't know who else is in that promotion. If you wanted to see Rosemary, you saw her there. So, and I don't even know if that's where you turn in to see Izzy Dane, Reese Brindley and Wendy Chu. And I mean, no one's really turning in to see them. Joe Hendry's leaving. So why would you watch TNA? I mean, everyone romanticizes these Forbidden Door things, but the Forbidden Door things only kill the lower. Like in the history of history, I posted about this like a year ago, probably not a full year ago. I'm like, please tell me a single time where the smaller promotion has benefited long-term from a relationship with a larger promotion, because it sure didn't help Impact with AEW, sure didn't help AAA with AEW. I doubt it's helping CMLL right now. I mean, you have to sort of be like New Japan and Ring of Honor. They sort of helped each other enough to sell on Madison Square Garden. You sort of, or you have people on excursion, like this one guy in NXT, from Noah. That's not going to hurt them any. Nakamura going to Noah or Dragon Gate, whatever he's doing in Japan, that's not going to hurt anyone. But when you start sending your stars and their contracts run out, and the bigger promotion can bring them in, and they're already a known quantity. You don't have to introduce them to the world and build up their character and all of that, and they're already trained as TV wrestlers. You're basically, TNA Impact for a while has been saying, yeah, we're the minor leagues, we're okay with that. And that you keep telling your fans that, and they're going to keep going away. I said that when they were working with AEW. I said that when they were starting to work with, WWE. And I'm like, the only possible exception is this is NXT, but even then, I don't think so. And the cynic was right again. They probably should have stayed in their lane and stuck with their 100 and 150,000 fans. And everyone out there stopped fantasizing if they were on a better network that they'd be beating AEW in numbers. They wouldn't. There's not enough promotion behind it. There's not enough buzz, even negative buzz about it. It's like I routinely forget about TNA. I remember NWA and MLW exist before I remember TNA exists.
Oof, that's harsh. Gruss says that the only time that worked is ECW with WWF. I actually don't agree totally to that. I half agree, but don't agree. Because think about when ECW got knocked off TNN, who took over that spot? I'm just saying.
How did it work? ECW went out of business not once but twice, and it even failed when it was owned by WWE.
Right.
You can't go out of business 3 times and call it a success. Now, people say to me, well, they made stars for WWE. Yeah, they made stars for WWE.
That's all for WWE, exactly. They rated their whole roster during their hottest run too. I mean, come on. Did it really work for them?
That's exactly right. That's like saying the Cleveland Browns keep botching their first round picks, but 4 years later when another team signs them and they're successful, saying the Cleveland Browns really developed great stars. Not for the Cleveland Browns.
Look, the only one I'll say maybe RVD, right? It actually done well for him because he was on both. He was going between both companies. He was Mr. Monday Night. You know what I mean? And the whole exactly. There you go. You said it.
Monday Night, Rob Van Dam. That didn't help ECW. That helped WWE.
Yeah. See what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to really look at it.
Helping a star and helping a promotion is not the same thing.
And I'll see. That's why I sort of disagree
Suicide
there.
Squad helped Margot Robbie. It did not help the DC universe.
Very cool. Also, as we saw on SmackDown last night, we've got a transfer window now happening, apparently, Jeff. And
what the fuck is a transfer option window? What is,
I'll tell you.
What is this?
They are copying soccer or football. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing. All right, I'll explain.
WWE is a US-based company.
I know. But that's what they're doing.
Watch soccer, and even if we do, we don't understand these rules. What is a transfer option?
Let me explain.
College football.
Do you have transfer windows? Oh, well, I explain. In January, for example, this coming January, the soccer transfer window for the world opens up. So you got a whole month of, acquiring players from whatever team around the world, right? And that's what I assume WWE is going to attempt to do.
So is this a Peacock idea? I bet this is a Peacock idea.
I don't know whose idea it was.
Pretend it's someone from TNA. When Joe Hendry comes in, they're gonna pretend that it's part of the transfer option window as opposed to contract.
It wouldn't surprise me, but I'm assuming. Now we don't know, but I'm just assuming, going by the name and the transfer window crap, I'm going to assume he's going to be like the soccer way of doing things. So the way it's going to work, I assume by January, because I don't see him doing it just yet this month, because they haven't actually announced it yet. So I think from January 6th, when they debut on Netflix and SmackDown moves over to 3 hours, because they are, also Raw is going to go back to 3 hours, we're going to see those transfers start to begin. The only thing that's stupid about calling it this, if it's going to be local, like to WWE, why is it a transfer window? I get it because we've got 3 brands, but still, it's kind of silly. A real transfer window is like what you said, picking guys from TNA, picking guys from AEW, whatever, right? Well, it would be nice if there was a pro wrestling transfer window, though.
Well, maybe they can draft some people from the ID program or from NOAA or some other places that they're working with. I mean, that could at least give it a sports-based presentation. But they should explain what a transfer option window is, because most wrestling fans and most U.S. fans don't follow soccer at least that closely. I mean, the closest thing we have is so that if you're a football player in Division I college, if you transfer by a certain time, you don't have to sit out a year, or lose eligibility. I mean, that's the closest thing. But listen, I mean, the brand split has always been soft. It's been extremely soft. Since the new Bloodline versus the old Bloodline story. It's been, I mean, barely at all. They've been, when they've been going to Australia, they would put, A-Town down under wherever they wanted. And, and then, the women have been chasing each other. Tiffy and the Bank has been all over the place. I mean, so it's been soft to begin with. But if you're doing this and then a draft, listen, I've never really cared about the draft sanctity. I mean, it's wrestling. It doesn't need to be that. That's right. So the transfer window option, if that's always, I mean, I suppose that's fine if you're treating it like it's the wrestler's option. But if it's not the wrestler's option, then there should be some rules to it where it's the GM's option beyond trades. And they should do more trades and then exercise GM options. So screw the other GM, but not like transfer Apollo Crews and the guy, and all of a sudden Nick Aldis is like, oh my God, you took Apollo Crews. He's one of my most talented superstars. You get like, he hasn't been in this. The only thing he did was tonight get beat up by the Bloodline because they passed him in security. So I mean, it have to be something. So I don't know what this is. It doesn't offend me particularly. It's just another way to sort of ignore brand splits and the draft, which, especially with injuries, is fine. But explain what it is and give it some ground rules, even if they're rather lax, that it can be wrestlers' option and they can exercise it no more than once a year or no more once every 3 years. But there's also GM options, and they can exercise up to 6 a year, and it doesn't vitiate trades. Just do something, put something together. There's ground rules, and try to make it make sense. Otherwise, it's just more silliness. So Slick 1099 or whatever your name is, we're getting to SmackDown, I think, so I officially, one of the first parts of the show I'm calling stupid.
Yeah, that's Slick. You slick. Anyway,
I'm doing this whole show for one person who's probably not watching.
Oh no, he pisses me off of it. Anyone I see on social media, he really pisses me off. But anyway, Gruss says it's Netflix wanting certain stars on Netflix. That's part true.
They could do that with the draft, though. They could do that with the draft.
But I dare say that there's not going to be any more drafts. If they're going to stick with this, we're going to have just transfer windows. So one time now, like say January, and then at the end of or midway through the year, we'll have another transfer window opening, and we'll just, they'll pick and choose for whatever suits them. And I'm talking about both, both brands, because remember, again, they said about SmackDown, they hinted about SmackDown going to 3 hours because it's going to be special trades even on SmackDown. And I think they need to even out the rosters because, again, SmackDown will be moving to 3 hours come January.
Sure. And they have NXT also. And yeah, I mean, I understand all that. And that's fine. I mean, though, there have been plenty of people who aren't doing anything that are already part of the SmackDown roster. I mean, what's Pretty Deadly been doing? What has the Unholy Union been doing? Exactly. What is
Holy Union? Who's that?
What have Los Garças been doing? What
who are they?
Yeah. What are the
Los Lethargicos you talking about?
Exactly. What has Dragon Lee been doing? What's Apollo Crews been doing? What's Giovanni Vinci been doing? I mean, they got plenty of people already there who haven't doing anything. That said, fine. Bring some people up and have things to do, or have people float back and forth. I'm really not opposed to any of it. Just don't try to make it seem like it's something that's in some sort of black letter, permanent marker when it's going to be slip and slide all the time. I mean, you don't need to make up all this nonsense when you have GMs that can do trades, even short-term trades. I mean, they did it every now and then. They'd be like, I just talked to Adam Pearson. He told me that I could have this team for this night for 1 week only or whatever. I mean, big deal. I mean, just It ain't that big a deal. And you can always call up people from NXT and use them for whatever. Nobody complains when Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson on Raw or SmackDown because they don't belong to either brand.
True. We also heard about Jesse the Body Ventura is going to be on Saturday night's main event in the broadcast booth. Are you excited for that, Jeff? I am, to be fair. We need Vince, though, for this, too.
But this is 2024 Jesse.
He's pretty
Ventura.
old. That's true.
I mean, he looks more like the Crypt Keeper than he does like Jesse the Body Ventura. I mean, the pictures they're posting of him are the ones from like 1990. You know, it's going to be a shock because he looks more like David Carradine in
he's looking like the Doc from friggin' Back to the Future at this point, dude.
He does. Except he looks like he's hit like a lot of hard times. Like he's like what was the guy's name? Doc. What was his name in the movie?
Man, I forgot his name, dude.
It doesn't.
It's not coming to me. But I should know this.
Let's just say he lost all his job and money and ended up in a trailer park in the middle of New Mexico. That's what Jesse the Body looks like now. And the funny thing is, he actually like fled to Mexico to like get off the grid.
Did you also know that he's an actual biker and he's part of the Mongols and still is? Did you know that?
No, I'm good for him.
He's a gangster. So is Undertaker. He's part of the Mongols too. Fully patched, mind you, both of them.
Well, I'm sure both of them would do great against real Mongols, but okay.
Well, they're part of the real deal, and that's no bullshit. That's legit.
No, I mean like Mongols from Mongolia.
Oh.
I mean like the actual Mongolian Empire that had like that controlled more land than any other empire ever.
I totally understand what you meant. You know what I mean? At first I didn't click. Then when you said it.
Odabai, Kubla.
God damn it. Anyway, but you know what, Jeff? I think that really covers all the news. Oh, except I'll ask this. Are you... How dumb is AEW for not that I care because I can't really stand the guy. I know he's a lot better now. But Matt Cardona debuting not in AEW, not on Dynamite, not on Rampage, definitely not on Collision, but on Ring of Honor television, where nobody watches.
Right. I mean, it's another thing where AEW can't read the room at all. So basically, I think we talked about this last week. I'm sure you've talked about in your shows. They screwed Ricky Starks for GCW, tried to blame it on Effie retroactively, and Ricky Starks' program was going to be Matt Cardona. So, you know, to act like they're trying to do business and make nice to GCW or whatever, which I'm not really sure that anybody feels that way, they give Matt Cardona this spot. So, okay, cash creates controversy. You try to take a shoot and turn it into a work. So you do Cardona. You're helping the wrong side of the equation, but you're trying to work off that buzz. So what do? You put him on Dynamite in a big position against Okada, or one of your many championships, which are all extremely important, I'm told, Takeshita or whoever's got the TNT belt these days or whatever. No. You put him on Ring of Honor, like you said, nobody watches. So it's sort of, Matt Cardona doesn't care. He's getting his ask, probably ask and a half, because his ask for AEW is probably more than his ask for anybody else. But he's getting full price. He's going to get A-lister treatment. He's getting his money, and it's not going to bring a single new eye to Ring of Honor. So it's a waste of money, and it's still and it comes off as petty that you care so little about Ricky Starks that you're giving the wrong guy money, and even when you try to do a shoot work, you put it on. It's like you care so little about it. You put it on, not even a TV show. You put it on your streaming service that has, like, at this point, do you think they even have 5,000 subscribers to Honor Club? Or
honestly, no. I actually think they've got anywhere between 2.5 and 5 tops, and that's being nice.
And Ring of Honor pay-per-views are not available on regular pay-per-view. You have to have Honor Club to get them. I think so. I don't know. Maybe it's changed.
I don't know either. I don't pay for that shit, just quietly, and I don't want to.
So if nobody joins Honor Club to see this match, I mean, or a lot of people don't, then whatever. Everything this company does. I mean, if you want to bring Matt Cardona in as sort of like the voice of the voiceless, sort of, you should have at least put him on. You should have put him on Dynamite, but at least Collision.
I agree. Cole Butter says, I just watched WCW World War III this morning. I wanted to give back to you on that one. What an abomination that show was. Even though I used to look forward to it back in the day on pay-per-view. I want to ask, would anyone be interested if we decided, and I'm not saying you, Jeff, because I know you wouldn't be interested, but I've been contemplating doing some old school shows and reviewing them. If you guys are interested, please let us know in the chat. If you guys are not, I won't even bother.
Let him know.
Like
Don't bother me about that shit.
Well, yeah, just say in the chat. I know you're not going to bother. You'd hate to do that. You'd be like, hell no. But please let us know in the chat if I should or shouldn't, and they'll be very much appreciated. But anyway, Jeff, I think that's really the news, and we can get into SmackDown proper now, dude.
I feel like we did with the fuck is the transfer option window. But all right, let's go. Let's fucking go.
I mean, let's fucking go, indeed. So we come from Minneapolis, Minnesota for SmackDown. Was this live or taped, by the way?
Live.
It was live, right? It was live, right? Cool. As we go to the air, we see the show opens up with a Survivor Series recap, which kind of confused me because for a minute I'm thinking, am I watching the right show? But then I remembered it was technically last Saturday, but because I saw SmackDown the week before and then another SmackDown, since I'm thinking, why are they still showing some Survivor Series? But nevertheless, they showed it. But anyway, commentary informs us though that Big Bronson Reed is out indefinitely, as we said before. Same with Jimmy Uso, and Tangaloa. And then we see backstage the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, lays Apollo Crews out with a super kick. And he and the rest of all the new, all different Bloodline get into a brawl with security. I'm not going to lie, dude. They stiffed those security guards, poor jobbers. Put it that way.
Well, it's Minnesota. I mean, that's like, wrestling, it's like what Alabama is to college football. So, and Texas. I mean, they're supposed to be stiff. That's the land of the Road Warriors and Nikita Koloff. They're supposed to be stiffed.
It's just very harsh, man. Like, you know what I mean? The way Jacob Fatu tossed one of the guys into the guardrails, man, he might have broken a rib after that. But that's a cool I love seeing this type of shit. I'm all for it. But Solo is on a mission. I want to ask, do you like Solo? Technically, Jeff, I see our very own Kevin Castle always shitting on Solo, right? And I'm thinking he's not that friggin' bad. Sure, he's not Roman Reigns, but like, do you agree with him, or do you think he's all right in his role?
I think he's all right. I mean, I think part of it is supposed to be that he comes off as discount Roman Reigns, but the more he does it, the more works. And I mean, I think that they boo these heels instead of cheering them because you're supposed to boo heels. It's a throwback. You're not supposed to like them. But when they come and shit's going to go down, and adding Bronson Reed to them add a lot. Listen, adding Jacob Fatu add a lot to just Tama Tonga and Tangaloa because, I mean, one of the problems Triple H did is he sort of pulled the Tony Khan on these guys. He brought in Tama Tonga and made him seem like he was so important, and then immediately stopped making him feel important. Then you brought in Tangaloa and you made him feel important for about 3 seconds, and then you made him feel unimportant. Maybe Tangaloa did that to himself, but Jacob Fatu he's kept it up. So we'll see. But no, I don't agree with Kevin Castle. I don't think that all heels need to be cool heels. I think that that's sort of a throwback to the NWO and DX. And to be frank, that sort of part of the symptom that we have. Some of the heels are just there to be booed. You just want to see them, fail and be beat up. And I think that's why I think that Solo is more like a Ole Anderson than he is like a Ric Flair, and that's fine.
Oof, that's pretty hated. I'm just saying, Ole Anderson, yeah, absolutely. But I know what you're saying, though. I know you mean that in a good way. I just want to go back to the chat. Cold Blooded says, absolutely. Thank you. Lone Wolf says, "Will we get multi-star ratings with the retro shows?" Hey, if you want me to, I'll definitely give you some multi-star ratings. But you know what? I won't be breaking the Meltzer rating system, unfortunately. I don't know if that's a boo or not. But Scott Woodford says SmackDown was fun. Actually, as a matter of fact, Scotty, you were there, I believe, weren't you? Tell us, was there anything that we should know that we didn't catch on TV? Maybe we would love to know, Scott. So please tell us your input, man. Zane Vicious says it was a case of bad, worse, and oh fuck, not him. I mean, yeah, I can see that. But nevertheless, people hate on him. I don't agree with it, but whatever. Anyway, next we see the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, making his entrance and gets on the mic. He says things aren't simple for him because of Kevin Owens. But enter American Made, consisting of Chad Gable, Brutus Creed, and Julius Creed and Ivy Nile, all in street clothes, mind you, not that it matters. Gable says you may be asking yourself why he's here, and that's because that transfer window is open soon. See what I mean, Jeff? When they say open soon, it's definitely going to start in January, I'm telling you, just like the soccer one does. And Nick Aldis
soon.
Yeah, I guarantee you that's when it will be. Nick Aldis is considering bringing him over to SmackDown, and this is his hometown, and he knows these people, and Minnesotians are a little simple-minded and gullible. So he wants to speak some truth. He says Cody's return was a beacon of what he wanted to be, but all the superficial stuff is easy. He can do that too, but it's not easy being a good and loyal friend like Kevin Owens. And if there's one thing he knows about it, it's bad friends take the ungrateful idiot, Otis, who left him high and dry. He's looked at the whole situation and concluded that Rhodes is a terrible friend. This is so dumb. But that's not all. Cody is the definition of superficial. All Cody Rhodes cares about is what everybody else thinks about Cody Rhodes. And if his friends fall by the wayside, so be it. He went so far as to team with one guy that made Kevin Owens' life a living hell. And whatever he's got coming to him, he actually deserves it. Cody says that's a good point and asks the crowd if they'll be his friend, which is so corny, like really, to arousing approval. He's disappointed that Chad is spewing all this vitriol because
it's a Barney move right there.
I know, it's stupid. I hated all this, but let me just finish it and we'll get to it. He sees a lot of himself in him. He's taken things that weren't special and made them special. Maximize his minutes. They both know failure is the greatest teacher, and it reminds him of Shorty G, which I actually forgot about, Jeff, and then I started laughing. Well, right. Well, Shorty G.
The entire time watching this, Cody looked like the freaking Undertaker. I mean, it looked like Cody was back in AEW talking to Orange Cassidy or Darby Allin or Hook or whatever. I mean, Chad Gable looked diminutive. Looked like a midget.
It's true. Well, Shorty G's looking at Stardust, though, apparently, Jeff.
Ivy Nile was looking pretty smoking.
Yeah, you like that Russian look type of deal. She reminds me of a Russian, even though she's American, but she got this Russian look to her.
All things have a season, and all things have a right time and place.
But am I wrong? Do you see where I'm coming from? Doesn't she have that sort of?
Yeah, she has very classically Slavic Germanic features.
Absolutely, thank you.
She's got sort of the Road Warrior-esque, but kept hair. Yeah, I mean, she could easily play a Russian assassiness in
100%
in a film that also features Eva Marie and CJ Perry, which would be better than Mercedes Vernado in The Collective. All movies that we're going to review on our upcoming show, Wrestling Cinema.
Well, when are we doing that? When do you want to do that, actually, Jeff? By any means.
Just pretend to the audience that we know what the fuck we're doing.
Anyway.
Coming soon.
But one more thing. Are we going to do a watch-along like with our audience, or are we just going to watch it and review it?
We're gonna review it, see if there's any audience for this goddamn show, and then if there is, then we can start doing watch-alongs.
All right, cool. There you go, folks. Well, anyway, Shorty G is looking at Stardust right now. Ooh. He knows that what Gable is seeking, but he thinks he has nothing to lose, but he's deadly wrong. He has so much to lose, and what happens when he fails again? And if he learned anything from looking up at the lights of WrestleMania 39, is that he can only look in the mirror. So what happens when he goes for his end game one more time and doesn't get it? Does he run Brutus down? Does Ivy get hurt in the wake of his self-destruction? Does Julius crumble because he can't take the blame? And then, as he said that, Gable cuts him off and tells him not to talk like that. And if he didn't have this suit on right now, he'd whip his ass. Rose asks if he heard that right and says he knows he's here to talk to Nick Aldis. So while he's back there, he should lace up his boots and ask for a match against Cody. And that was that. Like I was sort of alluding to before, Jeff, I just find this extremely corny. And it's sad because initially I've felt like Cody's been hitting his promos at the park, but this is just kind of kiddie and corny for me.
Yeah, I mean, this might be something that happens when you get too many injuries. I mean, we've forgotten AJ Styles is injured as well, which, and also Carl Anderson is injured. And the only, not that I care about that, but particularly, but the only point to that is that, like, why can't you do something with Luke Gallows? Like should he just disappear just because his tag team partner's there? Not that he adds anything to anything, but like, why wouldn't you do something where he goes to Solo and says, listen, you're a couple guys down. I'm a couple guys down. Let me watch your back.
That's right.
You don't need to trust me. Just trust that I need the money. They've played that role before where they've been mercenaries, and just have them, wear something different, in that way. I mean, it's funny. We both watched MLW, and I was looking at Mads Kruger, and I'm like,
oh my God, dude.
He looks just like Luke Gallows with less tattoos.
He does, actually. That's true. Maybe it is Luke Gallows. It wouldn't surprise me. He's a bit more tan, too, just quietly. But why do you have to talk like this? Like a friggin' child character.
Because he's from, he's got some sort of irradiation deformity, like some sort of troll person from the Road Warriors. Land of Max. He's some sort of dystopian, mutant, which makes him that evil.
Everyone was acting like a clown on this show. You also had on that MLW show, you also had stupid Riddle stoned off his face, and mind you, sitting there going like a friggin' blowing trumpets, dude. Like, relax, we get it.
All of those people who were telling me for years that Riddle is a star. Riddle's not. Riddle's a nice guy. But he's very thin. I mean, he's got that weird kind of charisma, sort of, but I don't know that it's like he's a short dosage person. But you buried the lead. Baba Tunde was there as Baba Thunder, and Baba Thunder, after a strange match with Mads Kruger, says Mads is like, "You're a warrior. We respect that. Join Contra. What's your choice?" Or me and these 3 miniature people, including one that's a female, are going to beat you up. And he's like, hell, Contra. So Baba Thunder is now part of Contra.
God damn it. I couldn't believe what I saw. That match was bad.
I ordered a Contra shirt 5 years ago. I'm still waiting for it to arrive.
Yeah, that's when Jacob Fatu was in Contra, right? That was the last time that Contra was actually half decent.
Mm-hmm.
No shit. Now it's cartoony as hell.
I like their symbol. I think their symbol is cool. Their logo is cool with all different. I'm just saying that the shirt still hasn't arrived. So listen, Court Bauer, I know you're watching. Like, send the brother a shirt.
I want my shirt, damn it.
I mean, I paid for it.
You know what? You should actually email them or something.
I should, except
honestly,
I didn't keep
you should.
Records, but
well, anyway, the point is,
I should email him since I've actually accused him. I've said to him, I think that MLW, the only thing that makes it make sense is that it's money laundering.
Well, think about it. Remember when it started back in 2002, around that time?
Mm-hmm.
And it was around, and then they stopped, and then for years, MLW was basically a podcast network.
Right.
And then they restarted it again. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't even know how that company even makes a dime.
Well, he said we're on TV in 20 different countries. I'm like, yeah. I mean, so I mean, if you're on YouTube, you're in every country that has YouTube. I mean, what are you talking about?
That's right.
I mean, I know what he means, but I think I know what he means, but I mean,
are they still on beIN Sports? Because they did have a network at one point.
Shit, if I thought they were on Fight TV, but I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if beIN Sports exists any longer. I have no idea.
It does.
Anyway,
It does. It does.
So
But
yeah,
anyway,
I agree with you that this Kurt Angle, not Kurt Angle, the Chad Gable thing was terrible. He was healing it up. The biggest thing I don't like about this Chad Gable thing is that he loses every feud. The whole point of him being with American Made is that they need to have some success before they start having failure and split. I mean,
right.
he was having no success with Alpha Academy, or very little. I think they were tag team champions for like 3 seconds. And now he's having failure with these guys as well. I mean, I don't understand the purpose. I mean, at what point are you just a better looking Dark Order?
It's on the same level of goofiness at this point as Dark Order. So yeah, I mean, you're right. But the thing is, it doesn't have to be, because they got some killer guys, on this sort of team. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm hoping this is leading to a Kurt Angle thing. That's why they're losing all the time. So then he comes in and turns them into like studs and they're all serious and stuff. I highly doubt it's going to happen, but it'll be great if it did, and it makes sense for it to happen.
Is Kurt Angle from Minnesota?
No, he's from Pittsburgh.
Okay, I thought so, because he said, "I'm the greatest athlete from Minnesota," I don't know what that was all about.
Oh, little guy over here is from Minnesota, as in Gable. Yeah,
but I was wondering who that was a shot at, or if it was just generically a shot. I mean, that's just silly. All right, yeah, I don't this, and it's really not doing the Creeds any favor, or Ivy Nile.
Because they're goofballs, especially the other one, the one that's laughing like an idiot, sounding like a rooster. Yeah, Brutus was sounding like a damn rooster during the match.
Yeah,
in the main event, that is, which was annoying as hell. And why is he a retard?
Yeah, and the only matches that they have Ivy Nile win are against losers. So I mean, it's like the whole thing's. I mean, they're on TV, so it's fine, I guess. But I mean, usually when there's a good tag team, everyone's in a rush to break them up to say this one's going to be a star. And usually I'm like, no, let them go down as a dominant tag team. In this case, Brutus just ain't it, man. He just ain't it. So
I know. Look, it's not his fault.
NXT, let him take Ridge Holland's role when Ridge comes back up to the main roster. I actually think that Ridge Holland may win the NXT title tonight, because I think they're going to bring Trick up. But Julius can be a stud. I mean,
Julius definitely much better than his dorky brother. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, and once he learns how to stop sounding like he's acting, he can say the same words, and he'll be a good promo one day. He's got that Hangman Page, Drew McIntyre thing going.
I was going to say the same thing to you, Jeff, but it probably was a shot at Greg Gagne, actually.
Well, it could be Vern Gagne.
Or Vern Gagne, right, exactly.
Or it could have been a shot at Jesse Ventura, who was in the crowd.
Oh, it could have, yeah, actually, that makes more sense. I actually think it might have been even that.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter anyway. It's irrelevant. So I don't even
that
know.
Would have been a good time to take the camera and introduce the crowd to Jesse Ventura and get some things.
Right. It's Nikita. It's Nikita, Scotty. Le Femme Nikita.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I know what you're saying.
And she doesn't look at the Femme Nikita didn't look anything like Ivy Nile. The Femme Nikita was
she was like an assassin, wasn't she? Yeah, I think that's what he means. Like,
yeah,
maybe not in looks.
I mean, she
remember that?
Yeah.
Sorry, no, continue.
I mean, she'd be like an assassin in, like, a movie. The Femme Nikita was exactly the femme, a girl. She was like a little sex pot.
I remember that used to be the run-in to Raw back in the Attitude Era, if you remember.
Oh yeah, they had good shows. The Femme Nikita, Burn Notice, Silk Stockings. They had good shows.
That's old school.
That Pacific Blue show where
my God,
Slater and John Flattery were on bicycles.
Yuck. I hated that show, just quietly. But anyway, also Vicious, Mr. Zane Vicious says, "Hail Contra." Not this Contra. Fuck that one. Scott says Cobra Contra. I don't know who Cobra is.
Contra's actually won more things than Cobra has, so I'm gonna have to go the other way on that one.
Wait, which one's Cobra?
Cobra is from G.I. Joe.
Oh, that Cobra. Okay, I get you now.
Never won a single battle.
Anyway, Zane also thinks that Julius is a heel Cena. Please. I don't see that. I don't
I
see
would
that
say
at
he's
all.
more Cesaro with a personality
Yeah, I can see that. More so,
and more
yeah, they're
athleticism.
similar. More similar. And by the way, Zane, remember what I said about Cena? He's going to win the Rumble and go on to face Gunther and win the World Heavyweight Championship. You watch.
Or
I
Elimination
said it.
Chamber. He's going to win one of those things anyway.
One of them, it's either way, it's going to lead to Gunther and he's going to break Ric Flair's record. And that's that. I'm telling you, one way or the other, that's what Cena's going to do. If it's not the Rumble, it's Elimination Chamber, as Jeff said. But anyway, yeah, I can see. I mean, they're going to do it. I just see it. That's probably why they're softening Gunther right now a little bit.
They want to beat Flair's record anyway because they don't. They're tired of talking about Flair. Of course, that'll just awaken Flair to yell that he actually won the title 23 times or whatever. But it's like
Right, for sure. Anyway, let's move on though, because next we see Naomi and Bianca Belair are talking backstage. They're gonna hunt down whoever took Jade Cargill out, and Belair wishes Naomi luck in her match tonight as she leaves. Then we see Chelsea Green and Piper Niven roll up. Green taunts Bianca about having free time, and Belair accuses her of taking Jade out. Piper then threatens her about it, but Bianca takes the first shot. The two of them overwhelm the EST, and then they just leave together. And then we see Jesse the Body Ventura shown in the front row, blah, 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 blah. Anything to say about this? Well, not really.
a lot of bad acting.
A lot of bad acting, that's true.
And I guess we should say that Bianca Belair had a ton of that what's a kineoscope or what do they call that? Kinetic tape all over her ribs, like that she had broken ribs and was seriously injured in the midsection. So I mean that was probably the main takeaway.
Zane thinks Cena doing that would ruin the company. No, I wouldn't. Come on.
They're trying to bring kids back. This is why they're not changing the PG-13 and for people to say you can do whatever you want on Netflix, they're going to have advertising. They're going to have advertisers and sponsors. So no, they cannot do whatever they want. Netflix has standards too for different shows. That's why when you go into the kids section, you see only kids shows. So yeah.
I can't believe people truly thought when I saw that TV-14 rating bullshit and everyone's running with it. I said it on I Like a Raw, and I said it to Ray. Okay, it's funny. Yeah, it seems like that's the case, but wouldn't it be funny? Because I personally think, and I said it then, that it's because of all the shows going on Netflix, hence why they've got it as TV-14 and SmackDown at TV-14. Because if you notice, even NXT, the rating for Netflix for NXT is PG. And it's always been PG. That should have also been a sign, but for whatever reason, everybody ran with it. And I'm like, nah, this is not it. They're not going to be TV-14. And I don't even understand why people are complaining. Is WWE truly TV-14 PG right now? When you think about it, sure, it says they're PG, but they push the envelope quite frequently. Let's be honest, Jeff.
Yeah, well, I don't even know what the lines are because I mean you can see some anime and you'll have vampires cutting people in half and shit and I think that's also, but yeah, no, I mean, but again, it's not like Netflix wants a lot of people to watch, and one of the biggest problems the WWE has, and if you think they don't have problems, you're crazy. I mean, they're pricing themselves out of the human being market. It's becoming like an elite sport event market the way they're pricing these tickets,
which is smart.
Yeah, but the biggest stars are all in their late 30s and in their 40s.
That's true, which is crazy when you really think about it, right? I mean,
but the biggest problem is us. Look at the two of us. You're 41. I'm 56. I'm
42 now, Jeff.
They need more 7-year-olds. I mean, they do.
He's right.
They need.
No, I agree.
They need kids, and they need parents who will go with their kids, and grandparents who will go with these kids to these shows, and they need for some percentage of those kids to grow up and have kids of their own and make it multi-generational. But they need kids. They need 7 to 17-year-olds watching wrestling. They're not watching wrestling. They can watch UFC.
Right. And they've got all of us already, so they don't have to cater to us, even though they're catering for everybody. That's what they're saying. And you can see that. Scott says, yes, he was there and in the crowd. and the crowd was hot most of the time, and they loved the Motor City Machine Guns. I know why
No
you
one
said
loved
that.
the Motor City Machine Gun.
I know why he said that because I saw him on Jack Brown's page. How
Who?
Jack Brown said, "Yeah, I know. You don't know who he is, Jeff." But anyway, our friend, or my friend, I don't know what's going on with you two, but anyway, he said that no one cares about the Motor City Machine Guns. There was no pop. I saw Scott jump in and say, "Yeah, they did. There was a pop. I was there." Hence why he's saying that. I don't know. I didn't really hear a pop either, though, Scott. They were chanting Motor City at one point. I'll give you that. But it was very timid. But
Yeah.
and then again, we weren't there. He was. So maybe I'm wrong.
If you can't hear it on TV, it's not much of a pop. Well, you never heard the Austin pop, the Road Warriors pop on TV?
Absolutely.
I heard the pop when Bianca got in there. I heard the pop for Tiffany. I mean,
he's right. But again, he was there though, Jeff. We weren't there.
Listen, I'm sure you hear things in there that don't make it to TV, but if it doesn't make it to TV, the pop ain't that loud.
Oof. There you go, Scott. He said it, not me. He did. So there you go. Anyway, let's talk about the next matchup, shall we, Jeff? Because this was a stinker in many ways and one, in my opinion. And it is Elektra Lopez versus Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton for your WWE Women's United States Championship Tournament first round match. Where do I start with this, Jeff? I mean,
Naomi. We need to have a conversation about Naomi.
How many spots did she botch? That right, but she botched quite a few spots.
She's had maybe 2 good matches since she came back. She is bad. She's missing spots. She can't act. She can't speak. Her look is terrible. It's just everything she does is bad. The story with Bailey is bad. Bailey's gotten bad.
Buy it.
Yeah, I mean, and the glow is green with jealousy. I mean, it's so clear in the list of suspects that it's none of the people Naomi listed. Obviously, Naomi's the one who took out Jade because she was jealous that Jade was stealing her best friend. I mean, and like I said, this whole thing is going to build to a Naomi Bailey feud, and nobody gives a damn. Nobody's going to care. Maybe when it finally happens, people will get behind it, but she was bad, and she's supposed to be the ring general in this situation. And she was bad, and she wasn't ring generaling. Elektra Lopez was never that great a wrestler, more of a looker. She's looked great. But
she was just there to hit the pin, let's be real. I mean,
right. But she did fine-ish. But none of Tiffany was the only one who looked like she belonged in a professional wrestling ring. And we saw this in War Games. Like, Tiffany was like Bianca, and I think there was one other woman who knew what they were supposed to be doing the entirety of the match. Maybe it was Rhea. Everyone else looked sort of discombobulated. Even like everyone loves Io Sky. I love Io Sky. She does the crazy spots and all that. But half the time in the match, she didn't know where she was supposed to be. And Raquel is terrible. Like, her best stuff was when she was handcuffed to the rope and just, throwing kicks around because she couldn't screw anything up that way. And Naomi was awful in that. And she's awful here. I don't know if she's hurt. I don't know if she's, some people age more quickly than others. But yeah, ugly match. Naomi was terrible. Elektra Lopez, wasn't expecting much out of her, so she was fine. Tiffy was good. Tiffy got the win, so I'm glad about that, and the entire crowd was glad about that. I think one of the announcers said she might be Tiffy 2 titles. So
why not?
Right.
I doubt it, but why not? But Tiffy does win, as you said, via the prettiest moonsault ever, and she's the hometown girl, by the way. Cold-blooded with the comment of the night, Bailey, more like bagel.
You know what? I'd rather eat a bagel.
Me too. Gruss says only if Naomi was as good as Kalani Jordan. Yeah, I mean,
Kalani Jordan's good. I mean, for a girl who's been wrestling now maybe a total of 15 months actually wrestling, she's great. And by the way, Naomi was the only one who didn't come out of the Performance Center in NXT. She's one of the few females on the roster that hasn't. Maybe if they...
A lot of people shit on her, though, dude. But have you seen the photos of her and Harley Cameron? They're best friends, them two. My God. They're always meeting up together, by the way. Kalani Jordan and Harley Cameron from
A lot
AEW.
of people are very friendly with Harley Cameron, including me. I love Harley Cameron. I think she's terrific.
She's brilliant in every way, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that she's a very good wrestler. I don't think that it matters.
No, she sucks. She
but
sucks
that-
her looks. My God.
I will die on this hill. That in the entire history of AEW television, that in their top 10, I would go so far as top 5, but if I'm going about die on this hill, in the top 10 best TV segments that they've ever produced for television, Harley Cameron's rap video is one of them.
Dude, you can't take away. She's got an it factor about it. She sucks in the ring, but she's got a lot of charisma. I'll give her that, and she's funny as hell. Like,
and her
she makes
timing
me
is
laugh.
perfect. Her comedic timing is funny, and she plays. She's just so good, and she's good looking too, and she's sexual, and she likes to show her sexuality. I mean,
she very much does so. Her and Kalani, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I think Kalani comes off as more the nice girl, but I wouldn't mind to see it. I wouldn't mind the darker side of Kalani as well, but like Harley would fit. But Harley, she's also friends with like Scarlett. She's friends with Shotzi. She's friends with Brandon Lauren. Yeah, there's this whole group. They're all, they like to cosplay. They like to do Halloween stuff and spooky witch. Yeah, they're all cool. They'd be all perfect for Garden of Doom. So any of you, call me. Don't call me. DM me. Email. Be a guest. PJ will be there. If PJ's not there, Mr. Thomas will be there. If he's not, I'll get Super Panda in there. Maybe even Lufisto.
You know what's funny? I think Harley's going to end up in WWE. If she's close to too many WWE people, by the looks of things, I can just see her ending up there because I think she'd be perfect in terms of WWE having around.
She's a better version of Maxine Dupri, who I think is good. She's skeletal for this business, and
it's not even a comparison to me.
She's sort of like the non-cartoonish version of Russian Lana, who is fabulous.
I can see that. Actually, they're very similar in some ways, except one's an Australian version. But I see that. I definitely see that, man. 100%. And she's still young, man. She's only in her 20s still. So,
yeah,
the sky's the limit for her. But yeah, you got to utilize her a lot more in AEW, which they have. Don't get me wrong.
Well, Harley Graham, so yeah,
that was brilliant. But they've destroyed Hologram now by her doing that. I'm sorry, but they really did.
If I'm going to buy a piece of clothing off of Harley Graham, it's not going to be the mask.
Yeah, definitely not. Revamp Wrestling says Ivy Niles wearing on me, and she looked nice last night. Oh, there's 2 of you now. Yeah. Seems like we've got a few Ivy fans in the house. But anyway, let's move on though, Jeff, because we go backstage where we see the Street Profits are laid out and Nick Aldis is interviewed. But before I get to that proper, what the hell is Montez wearing? Why does he come across like a typical Hollywood star? You know how they wear real weird shit, especially the NBA players when they turn up to the arena.
I have always thought that Montez Ford was corny, and if he's gonna ever make this solo breakout, he's got to stop speaking corny and looking corny.
You're right. You're right. I forgot about that. It's true.
He's a handsome man. He can be the Submariner. Anyway, he can be Namor. No, I didn't really know.
Australian A-listers. You could bring them both in as Australian A-listers, literally, because they're both, Australian.
That'd be fine. Better than Grayson Waller. That's for damn sure. What happened to that team? They fell off the map. Talk about 2 guys.
He's in Australia right now.
Right.
Doing
guys that you don't see doing anything is I mean, yeah, I guess they're doing promotions and whatever, but that again, you need to bring people up. No, you have people on your roster. They just aren't doing anything. You have no low card, mid card feuds to sort of make sense of title matches for these B card, these B PLEs, and instead you just have someone walking on and kicking someone from behind, or Gable coming in and say, "Dude, Cody, I want a match with you." Okay, you got a match with me. I mean, it's just so stupid. It's back to Vince booking. I mean, it's just so lazy. But are we to believe the DIY took out the Street Profits?
I believe so.
like Johnny Gargano.
Yes, 2 little guys took out 2 big guys. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, this is embarrassing. And two big guys who were turning heel got taken out by heels.
Yes.
So now we're gonna have heels versus heels.
Correct.
Okay. Slick.
The way you
I
went.
want you to listen. I hate all of this. Listen. The plan the DIY did, was that clever? Yes, it was clever. Do I care about DIY? No. Do I care about the Motor City Machine Guns? No. Do I care more about the Motor City Machine Guns than DIY? Probably not. Do I care about DIY more than the Motor City Machine Guns? By this much. So it was well done. I'm fine with it. It just doesn't make sense that they're the ones who took out the Street Profits. It's, if they were going to be heels, unless you're going to turn them to be faces again. And why? Because B-Fab did well in the ring. She did. Just take her away from the team, if that's the case.
Cold-blooded with some of the comments tonight. I think the Profits actually fainted because they invested into
makes more sense. I like that much better. And then maybe you can get some of that money back by being paid WWE, $15,000 to appear.
DI, I'm done with this team, that Brett says.
I feel you, brother.
Well, the new tag. Well, anyway, I'll get to that. But
I like Tommaso Ciampa as a heel much better than Gargano. But when Tommaso Ciampa looks like Road Warrior Animal talking to Kevin Von Erich, not Kerry Von Erich when he's talking to Ciampa. Actually, probably Mike Von Erich. See, it's like he's talking to Chris Von Erich.
Jesus Christ!
It just Gargano doesn't belong on a television set on a major league. He just doesn't. And
his wife, they can both get stepping. I'm just saying.
She's better than he is on it. There's lots of women who are small in it. Yeah.
To me, they're exactly the same. They're just both useless. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, she plays a role though. He thinks he should be a star, and he's useless. If he just played a jobber, if he just played like Andre Chase, like the lovable loser, that would be fine. I've said it no times. I think he'd be a perfectly good manager.
Well, Zane agrees. So, he thinks she's great. I can't stand her. And Gruss, you're right. The street deficits.
Seriously.
Come on. Business has gone really bad. But anyway, as we saw, they get medical attention and whatever. Then that's the last of the Profits. Aldous then finds the Motor City Machine Guns, though, Jeff.
They hurt bad, though. They hurt bad. He's telling everyone they hurt bad as he's walking away. They're badly hurt. How can you make that determination how badly hurt they were?
You know what's funny? To me, this just makes the Profits look like absolute pussies, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Honestly. It really does, man. If WWE think this is like helping him, it's not. Put it that way. But whatever. He finds the Motor City Machine Guns and tells him the match is off.
If you hired the 4 cue balls, it would have made sense. You got Gallows, Corbin, Apollo Crews, and Vinci, and they were hired by DIY to take out these guys. That would have made sense. The 4 cue balls.
Doesn't it sound familiar? Think about it.
4 ball courses.
Look what's going on in AEW, right?
I don't watch AEW, so no, it doesn't sound familiar.
But you know about Moxley's little stupid crew that's going on. But do you know who Moxley's feuding with, though, Jeff? All the lower to mid card guys.
I know that they're a bunch of white supremacists, except for Wheeler Yuta, who somehow has been grandfathered in for reasons. They
also drive around in those Toyota trucks, pickup trucks, right? Like the terrorists do. And you see them in the desert a lot. What does that remind you of? Terrorists again.
Wouldn't they buy American? Even though Cesaro and Pac are not American.
I'm sure they're citizens by now. Well, I don't know about Pac. I know who Cesaro is.
He should be.
Cesaro, he's 100%.
But shouldn't they be like in Ford F-1500s or something?
They should be, but they're in Toyota pickup trucks. Like I said, it's Afghanistan all over again.
Idiots. Just a bunch of idiots.
You see him in the desert, though, Jeff, literally in the middle of nowhere. I'm assuming it's in Vegas somewhere. I'm telling you, dude, it looks stupid and weird. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. That's what this reminds me of. The little guys are beating up the big guys, except in AEW, at least the big guys are always beating up the little guys. But anyway, whatever. Did you hear that, Slick? This sucked. Just saying. All right. Does that mean are we AEW shields now? Jeff, sure. Is that what's going on?
I don't know what it is. I'm certainly not a pedophile or an e-drone right now.
Remember, where he joins apparently. But anyway, next it's Bianca Belair versus Piper Niven. This match again for me just didn't do it, man. It didn't do it, but Belair wins via the KOD. But I couldn't get into this match. I felt like a lot of these matches sucked, dude.
I agree with you. It was sloppy, and if the story was it was sloppy because Bianca was too hurt and they took her out, and it was 2-on-1. Chelsea only got involved once. I mean, this would have been a perfect opportunity. I mean, why are we supposed to take Piper Niven seriously? She never wins anything, and if she couldn't win now, like this would have been a good time for Piper Niven to get a big win under her belt. But Bianca is 100% protected. She's distracted by her partner being taken out. She's injured from War Games. They beat her up before the ring, and it's 2 against 1. And they still are John Cena in her. I mean, again, it's like Vince booking. This is like Piper Niven should have gotten the cheap ass win. You know, even if it was like Chelsea, like holding her arm down so she couldn't kick her shoulder or whatever. You know, she couldn't go like this because Chelsea's got her arm and like Chelsea's down underneath the mat, so you can't see her. She's just holding. And since the arm is under the apron, not over a rope, that doesn't count as a break. I mean, it just whatever. It's something. I don't understand the purpose of this other than for Bianca to be their John Cena, their Jane Cena, and I sort of get that, but like. This would have been a protected win. And, again, the match sucked. It was clumsy.
And whatever Piper Niven was wearing earlier, man, you could really see her front bum, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, Piper, listen, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Piper is not my
I'm not saying she's ugly. It's just, you could really see like she's got 2 back ends, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I didn't get any of this. I didn't understand the purpose of this, because what is Bianca trying to do? She's not in either of the singles tournaments right now. She's not in the world picture, world title picture for either brand.
They're stalling. They're just stalling with it, dude. Until they figure it out.
They haven't stripped her of the tag team title. She's still walking around with that. So, what did they need to keep her strong for?
Because it's like Gross said, Bianca Cena attitude adjustment, and the KOD is a reverse attitude adjustment.
I mean, but Cena did lose every now and then. He wore a Nexus T-shirt for 2 months. I mean, it should have been for like 8 months, but he did have to wear a Nexus. I mean, I co-host a show with his wrestling wife for a year. I mean, him and PJ went all over the world together, and he did lose matches. I said to him, I said, PJ, I go, did you? He said, I was with Cena for an entire year. He was like my wrestling wife. I'm like, yeah, but did you ever beat him? Really? I beat him lots of times.
Gruss, no, please, hell fucking no, dude. What's wrong with you? Jesus Christ.
You know what, Gruss? I'm all for it. It's better you than me.
Fuck no. The hell, man.
Ivy and Harley.
Jesus. Oh, God. Can you imagine that? Anyway, let's not even go there.
I don't usually go for the blondes. I mean, I'm more of a different ethnicity.
If I had to choose, I'd rather not, and I still wouldn't even go there. I'm just saying. Yeah, see what I mean? Who would you rather? That's what I'm saying. But if you had to choose, if it was a knife at your neck, who would it be?
The knife.
If any of these women are listening to us, I'm sorry. I doubt they are, but if they were, like I said, I apologize. It's Gruss's fault.
I mean, anyway, so I guess I would go with that just for the clout.
You're just saying that because you feel bad now.
No, I mean, I think I'd rather be alive than not, have to have sex with one of them.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, the good Lord has invented alcohol for this very purpose.
Oh man, imagine she's done a bonsai right on your face.
No, I don't.
Anyway, I saw the look on your face. That's cold. Anyway, oh, that's a good one, Jeff. Even though you're not laughing, but the look is just priceless. But anyway, Cold Blooded says, I think Piper will do well in someone's career. Like Sheamus did with Jamie Noble when he first debuted. That's a solid foundation for a character. Man, she's going to get released eventually, I think. Once her and Chelsea are done, she's done, in my opinion.
All right, well, let's move along.
No, Jesus. Come on, dude. Now you're pushing it, Gruss.
Yeah, I mean, actually, that is a good choice because it's really hard to decide.
Oh, no. I wouldn't need that. That's not even funny to me. That's just
I'm killing the one that's not a woman. I mean,
cold-blooded. I'll volunteer as a tribute. Yeah, does that include Nia? Not Nia. The other one from AEW. As in Nyla yeah, Nia and Nyla. We do. We've got two Nias and Nylas.
The sad thing is that Nyla Rose is probably the best looking of the three of them.
I didn't say that. That's you, Jeff.
But I'm still killing. I'm in the FMK. I'm Kane, the one that's a man.
Anyway, how about we just K them all? K all.
I'm the normative, boring, vanilla, cis, straight dude. That's it. I mean, it's not a hate crime. You gave me a triad choice.
For everyone in the chat, can everyone just absolutely give it to Gruss for adding Nyla in this? He went too far.
We're going to kill Gruss. That's what we're going
yeah.
We've decided to flip this around, and we're going to kill Gruss.
Well, at least Cold Blooded will take one for the team because he appreciates a good challenge.
Good. All right, good. We got a proxy. We're doing proxy wars here. We're doing proxy FMKs. Perfect.
Yeah,
move on before they challenge us on this.
Jesus.
Anyway, get worse.
And please, let's not get it worse. Next, we see Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah, oh God. We see Shinsuke Nakamura, kind of a hype reel, but I'll get back to him shortly because he will be coming up. But as we come back from commercial, we see Bianca Belair and Naomi chat backstage. Naomi says it must have felt good to get hands on Piper as Bianca consoles her about losing her match. Boo-hoo, big deal. Next, we see Byron Saxton rolls up to say he saw Piper even sitting at Gorilla. I wonder what he means by that, really. And she could not have attacked Jade Cargill. Naomi lists a bunch of suspects, and Bianca says as soon as she knows who did it, it's on site. Ooh, she's going to go pow.
Byron couldn't have cleared her last week, by the way. Definitely not.
Okay, interesting. We'll see. But next,
too busy being boring somewhere else.
I have no idea, but I just want to introduce us to Ronaldo. It's me, Victor. Which Victor, Ronaldo?
Hey,
is it? Hey, Bromy Victor. Oh, true.
Who's Victor?
It's true. I have no idea. Is it Victor? I don't know. Is that you, Cristiano, or is that the phenomenon Ronaldo from Brazil? Just saying. That's called an alibi.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, why couldn't he provide the alibi last week? Why do you have to wait a week? I mean, like I said, was he in the bathroom last week? He was too busy.
Maybe.
I mean,
anyway,
he could have saved us this horrendous match and this horrendous aftermatch segment where they showed that neither one of them can act worth a damn.
I told you I was right first initially. His name is Victor. Hello, Victor. I knew that's what you meant.
Victor Ronaldo. Or Ronaldo
Victor Ronaldo. Are you a Portuguese fan or a Brazilian fan, Victor? Just I want to know, who do you prefer? Anyway, next we see Shinsuke Nakamura making his entrance, or is it the Great Nakamura? If you get where I'm going here, he's starting to really remind me of the Great Muta now, Jeff. And it's not just the spray; it's his mannerisms and all that. He's pretty much becoming the Great Muta. I'm telling you.
I feel like he's more like a Ronin Sith. He's very slow moving. He's got the dark, evil Jedi gear. He's changing his masks around. Great Muta, I mean, I see it, but Great Muta always walks so like this. He was hunched with his arms to his side, like he's always ready to pounce on you.
Right, that's true.
He's just got like he doesn't have a care in the world. Like he's Darth Vader. Like he's gonna come in. He's like, I'm gonna cut up some shit with my red lightsaber.
Well, like Zane says, Nakamuta geek.
Yeah, but he comes in more like Lee Van Cleef, like the like a gunfighter, like Angel Eyes. Yeah, it's more like, I agree. It's more like Sith Lord Darth Amora, but okay, whatever it is. I think it's working.
He dead. Oh no, XX Tension. He dead. All right. R.I.P. to him. He's talking about a rapper. I don't know why you bring that up, Victor, but yes, is it 7 years to the day?
Wrong show,
It's
dude.
not.
Nobody cares.
XX Tension, R.I.P.
Never heard of him.
Anyway, he was not bad. He was not bad. He was not bad rapper. I mean, he died
Disagree.
pretty young.
Never heard
He
of him.
got shot. He got shot in his car, man. It's pretty sad. But anyway,
Probably
doesn't
had
matter.
a comment.
I'm not going to get into that one. But anyway, we see Nakamura coming up, and then LA Knight interrupts and gets on the mic. He says he's looking at the single sorriest example of a United States champion. He says cheap shot, cheap victory. He claims to be the real. What?
LA Knight lost clean in that ring in less than 10 minutes.
He actually did. He did. That's true. So I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. He attacked him from behind a couple times before that, but that's standard fare. He lost in that ring clean in 10 minutes, and the miss wasn't even used till after the match was over.
I agree.
Or maybe it was. I don't know. Whatever. He should have.
No. He lost clean. He lost freaking clean, man. So Knight is talking liquor. I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe he thinks everyone would forget, but yeah, I don't know why he said that. So as he said, cheap shot, cheap victory.
It felt like nobody prepared their promos for tonight except for Kevin Owens, and they all went back to like generic promo 101, like all of them, from Cody to Gable to Bianca, Naomi, all of them. They just went to generic 101. This show had no heart.
It was stupid, no heart at all. Yes, Ronaldo. King Von did die, but he was a serial killer. Literally.
Are we going through like random dead people, their anniversary? We don't care. Wrong show. Go to there's a show called Today. He died today. It's on a different
network. Man, King Von, even though his music was all right, he was a bad man. Yeah. O Block.
Tell it to his mother, the YouTube channel.
He took it to the O, bro. Anyway. Anyway, he says he's looking for a single sorriest example of the United States champion. Cheap shot, cheap victory. He claims to be the real deal and says Nakamura is holding something that belongs to him and he wants his rematch right now. As Shinsuke doesn't respond, so Knight calls him dumb and puts his LA Knight mist blockers, as in the sunglasses, on his head into the ring.
Andrade interrupts, thinking that he deserves a spot when he's lost all his chances, and he lost to Nakamura. Not only has he lost to LA Knight, but he's lost to Nakamura. What under what basis does he think he's entitled to a shot?
His mask.
Well, maybe his mask maybe it's too tight on his head. This is as dumb as Commander being the first alternative into the Continental Classic with his 3-21 record over the last year.
What do you want me to tell you? But those sunglasses, they got to go. Sorry. Just
no yeet.
Can we get rid of those? No yeet. I'm sorry.
I love LA Knight than the no yeet glasses or the yeet glasses. Anyway, this whole thing, stupid. I mean, why isn't Santos coming out with his crew claiming? Why isn't Carmelo Hayes coming out with his?
He's chilling with Los Lethargicos in catering now.
They really are lethargic then.
They really are. They really are.
What was it? Was it sushi night?
It could have been. Must have been.
Like, we got crab and shrimp tonight. I'm not working.
Was it taco night?
That's Tuesday.
True. It actually is Taco Tuesdays. Gruss says, I'm glad Solo Bloodline packed these guys up. I mean,
yeah. And what was that all about? I mean, I heard people, I saw people on Twitter going, I'm glad the Bloodline are getting involved in this U.S. title thing. They weren't getting involved in this U.S. title thing. They're just letting you know that they're bad and they respect bad Nakamura. By the way, a Ronin is a samurai without a master. Maybe a little gold and a little temporary relationship. Nakamura being temporary in the Bloodline wouldn't be probably better than Gallows or Zion Quinn. just being on a loner. I mean, yeah, Pacific is Pacific after all. But I think this was just to get LA Knight and Andrade, can they coexist against the bloodline, because now there's a diminished bloodline, put them in a diminished program and maybe try to keep LA Knight hot, but give, only 3 guys something to do where before they needed 5 guys to do something.
Gaza never got beat according to Zane. And apparently I'm racist for saying tacos. So it's all right for me to eat souvlaki. Since when does food get racist now? Isn't that ridiculous?
Well,
I mean,
I don't know. It's racial. I don't think it's racist. Everyone loves tacos. They're delicious. But
if there's souvlaki, I'm running back there. Just saying.
All right. I'm more of a moussaka kind of guy, but okay.
I don't like moussaka, man. I prefer feta any day.
Ooh.
Really? Oh, come on. Well, Ronaldo says,
like that Greek lasagna. I like a nice hearty meal that's going to fill you.
No,
up.
have you had Greek sweets?
I don't like the Greek sweets. I don't like anything with
trust me when I tell you, have galatoburiko. I know it's a hard one to say. Galatoburiko. Remember that.
That sounds like a trap, and it sounds like
no, it's not. I'm being serious.
That sounds like something that somebody tells you right before you end up marrying Nyla Rose.
Really? Well, Gruss says Greek food is embarrassing to the race, Jimmy. That's racist.
How about Jimmy T is embarrassing to the race? Is that racist?
2 years old, man. You can all eat it anyway. Everyone enjoys tacos. Thank you. He's Mexican right here. This guy right here, Labrat, he's Mexican. Even he says it.
I love tacos. I love crunchy tacos. I love soft tacos.
Screw you, Zane.
I love oversized tacos, which are called burritos. I love it all.
I don't mind tacos, but I prefer burritos. But one thing I can't stand about Mexican food though, too much beans, man. I got no beans for me.
I don't mind the beans. It's the rice. I get things no rice. I have no interest in rice.
What do you mean? Am I doing a post show of what? I'm doing a post show right now.
I think this is the post show.
God damn. Anyway,
I'm talking about Deadline.
I'm not going to get into what Andrade said because there's much of nothing. But we see Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu though hit the ring to attack Andrade and Knight, laying them out as Nakamura grabs his throat and black mist oozes out of his mouth as he crawls out of the ring. I guess it's safe to say that Nakamura's a spitter, a hatua, and not a swallower.
I just want to point out that nobody complained about this, but when it happened to Alexa, when Alexa Bliss was doing it, I was like, it's the same thing. Saying how stupid it was. It's the same thing.
Yes, Zane, we are doing a recap for you, motherfuckers. God damn it.
I think he's talking about Deadline tonight.
Nah, he's talking about this show. I guarantee it. But if that's the case, maybe
for the post show?
I don't know. He's just being a smart ass. That's him, dude. Anyway, we see Solo Sikoa gets on the mic and dares folks to step up and take a shot so they can lay their ass out. He's tired of not being taken seriously, of people thinking that he's a joke, that it's all fun and games. You can laugh all you want, but he's still your tribal chief, as he demands Minneapolis to acknowledge him. I want to say this, man. I'd rather see Jacob Fatu and Tamatonga be a new tag team. Like, I think them two are better with each other than actually Tonga and his own brother.
Well, I think there's something to that. I would rather see Solo and Jacob Fatu because I like the dynamic. I like the big guys, and I like the one guy who's a speed guy, one guy, and I think they're both power guys, but the one guy that's the power guy, they both have their own killer moves. Yeah, I mean, you do a spike and then into his moonsault, springboard moonsault. I mean, that'd be a killer combination. Tamatonga, I gotta tell you, when he first came in, they positioned him like he was like sort of like a mangy, like crazy wolf, like it was sort of like a feral cat or something. But over time that they've diminished that, he just looks like a small guy. in good shape, but the small guy.
He's got Tourette's though.
Okay, well that makes it better. How?
Yeah, he's like all the time.
Well, I don't know how that makes this more interesting to have him on there. I mean, he's going to cut a promo and say "fuck you." I mean, that's bad.
Well, Zane says post shows for Deadline recap means you're discussing entire show, bro. I'm still confused.
Deadline is tonight. NXT Deadline is tonight. He's clearly asking about Deadline.
I hope so. But yes,
You just read it.
No. I know. Labrat says, Zane, if you're talking about NXT later, Brandon is doing a show for that. He's doing his watch along. But we might do. Are you watching it? Are you actually watching it?
I always watch NXT. And in fact, I usually do the post show. That's my one commitment to the Drew
Yari, right?
But Yari's at a birthday party tonight, so I'm actually free. So if
maybe we will do it.
Well, okay, we can do it then.
I mean, do you want us to do a recap of a Bloodline? Let us know in the chat, and we'll do it. And we'll be more than happy to do it. Because I'm actually looking. I've liked NXT, lady. Yes, that's true. Right, I know that. That's exactly right. And then they got past. Revamp says, yep. All right. Well, there we go. Thank you, Revamp.
Give us a yeet.
Canada Spaceman, you're drunk. I'm just saying.
Julia Gulia.
I'm just saying. Anyway, we come back from commercial. We see Kevin Owens sends in a Twitter promo from his phone. He talks about the rush of excitement about being here to be interviewed by Michael Cole himself before saying it sucks and he hates being in Minnesota. Michael wants to interview him, fine, but he's not going in the building since he hasn't been allowed in the building for the last few weeks. He bids Cole to go find his car, to which Michael points out that it's only 20 degrees out there, Fahrenheit, mind you, not Celsius, and he's not going out there. So that leads us to the next match between Little Men in DIY versus the other Little Men in Motor City Machine Guns. Raise your fist, Jeff, because this match, I don't know, again, like this. I hate this. Yeah. You know how the stupid song goes, raise your fist. Raise your fist. So corny. Anyway, I guess the match was okay. I mean, I couldn't get into this, dude. There was a lot of shenanigans from DIY. Gargano, for most part of this match was acting like a little girl until finally he came to his senses. And I guess swerved us.
The story of this match is that Ciampa was being vicious and Gargano was trying to talk him out of it. And Ciampa's acting like Gargano's useless, and Ciampa basically left the match. You're useless. I'm leaving you alone. Ciampa gets a chair to distract the referee. The ref is paying attention to Ciampa with the chair, and then Gargano delivers a nut shot to Alex Shelley or Chris Sabin, whatever, and the other one goes, "Hey, what you doing here? We thought you were our friends, and this is a battle of honor, like it's Ring of Honor." And Gargano gives him a super kick, and Ciampa drops the chair, and he's like, "Ha ha ha! This was our plan." They go, "It worked all along. I knew it would work." And Gargano makes the body language like it was his idea, and Ciampa's happy, and his beard is full gray. And then they do the meet in between where they basically do the V triggers in the middle of the ring, double super kicks to the head. And we have new tag team miniature champions in DIY who took it from the old miniature champion. So now Motor City Machine Guns, they made it to the big time. They
old miniature champions?
Yes. They are they're champs, and now they can retire saying they were WWE champions, and we never need to see them again.
That'd be surprising if we don't see them on television now ever again.
Yeah, I would be surprised only because I can't have nice things. So that would be fine. No, I mean, literally, it's like they talk to Nick Aldis, and it's like he's like, "Oh, okay, kids, the moon bounces over that way. Make sure your mom says it's all right." So yeah, new tag team champions, and very few people care, but I would say it's a marginal improvement over the Motor City Machine Guns, who I could not care less about.
Nice. Well, Labrat says just let Brandon know. I always let Brandon know, Labrat. I don't just big ball him or anything like that. But
let's go, Brandon.
Do you know? Yeah, whoop whoop. Shout out to Brandon who does watch alongs every day right here on HMG. So look out for all those. But what I do want to know, lad, Brad, is he doing a watch along, a late watch along, or is he doing a live watch along?
Yeah,
Because
if he's
that's
doing a
what
watch along, it should be over when the show is over.
I know. But lately, like last week when we did the Survivor Series review, he was doing the watch along after the pay per view, and that's when I told him, hey man, we're doing the the review right after it. Brandon is a workhorse. Woof woof.
All right. Well, listen.
It's whoop whoop, not woof woof.
Listen, he should be watching every show on Channel Attitude, How Many Media Group, including this one. So so he now knows.
He's usually in the chat sometimes. I don't know if he's here now. Oh, he's doing a late one again. God damn it! I hate when he does that, man, because it sort of stuffs us all up. But anyway, let's see. I'll tell him anyway, guys. Don't worry.
Maybe we just join his show. I mean,
he does a watch along though.
Oh well, that's weird.
Yeah, so it's different.
It'll be over by then. Okay. Is he in a different country?
No, he's in the US. Like River says, I hate late ones, but whatever.
Is he on Pacific time?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know exactly where he's from.
That makes some sense. Otherwise, all right. Anyway, are we doing a deadline review show recap after deadline's over?
We will do that. We will do it. I'll talk to Brandon. See, I ask him for him to join us, for that. But because he probably hasn't watched it, we'll see. Well, but anyway.
But last week he said he doesn't care. He says it's all good. I was here. I was there.
I know. I hate doing that to him, though. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I told him every PLE keep free because we always do the PLE. So technically, he should know that. But anyway, I'll tell him again. I'll talk to him right after the show, which we're at the end of practically right now. Because next we come back from commercial, we still see DIY celebrating. Michael Cole gets into Kevin Owens though to see his car, get into his car for that interview. He claims he was going to do an unbiased interview as KO tells him he's Cody Rhodes' biggest fanboy, but Cole counters that actually he's been supporting Kev his entire career. Owens makes the case about Rhodes betraying him, teaming with Roman Reigns, and then points out that Cody is accusing him of only caring about climbing the ladder when he himself left WWE because he was unhappy with his spot on the card. Michael tries to convince him by pointing out all the others who agree with Cody and says he'll get to Sami Zayn eventually. No, let's not go there again, please, because I've seen it enough. Cole tells him to look in the mirror as KO looks in his rear view and says he sees a handsome man who is right, which is funny, and see that he's the problem, which leads Owens to kick him out of the car and call him back. This made me laugh. And call him back over only to close the window on him and then drives off. That was golden to me, man. How do I take Kevin Owens seriously when he's a comedian?
Roddy Piper was a comedian. I mean, I don't see a problem. Bobby Heenan was a comedian.
No, I loved it though. Oh yeah, but he's a weasel. It's a bit different.
I think Kevin Owens is great because he's a smarmy comedian. I think this is good. He's not like Dolph Ziggler who thinks he's a comedian or his loser ass brother, the softest man alive, Nick Namath, the Hollywood puss. But anyway,
what a fucking that. Thank you I forgot to bring that up in the news, but I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, what a puss that guy is for real, dude.
Not only that, the thing that he put public, the whatever got to Fightful, and that he doubled down on it, like he put himself into the narrowest no-win lane of all. So what he did is he complained that CM Punk antagonized and bullied him, but his real problem was AEW because he complained to HR like a Karen, and that they didn't do anything about it. And then it comes out that he was told by AEW to antagonize Punk. I guess he's saying then they didn't support him after Punk came at him or whatever. But so he's using that same refrain of Punk is a bully. He's an old school bully. We don't do that in 2020, 24 anymore. So he's looking like a puss there. But for the people who like Jack Perry, they could have liked Nick Namath or Ryan Namath, but they wouldn't now because he's actually blaming AEW HR for it. So he's blaming both CM Punk and AEW. So he's in no man's land. Like he threw both sides under the bus, which probably means there's some truth to it, but it doesn't matter because nobody's going to be on his side. Plus, he just comes off like a puss on this, and
he's a puss.
And unlike Jack Perry, who is a little guy, who is the son of a Hollywood actor, so has no toughness to him, the Nemeths were college wrestlers. Like they were, I think he was an All-American wrestler like his brother. He wasn't as good as his brother, but
no, he didn't win no NCAA stuff like his brother did, but he was a decent wrestler, amateur.
Right, but he shouldn't be a pussy. It's sort of the point. He should be able to handle himself against a CM Punk who's 8 years older than him or whatever the case might be, and wasn't. So I don't know. Whatever it is, he looks terrible doing it, and again he carved himself out of no man's land. By the way, when Mello was talking to Nick Aldis is like, I think I have someone for you, and everyone is thinking it's going to be Trick, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, it's going to be Penta. I think.
I know. I'll tell you who it's going to be.
It's going to be Gunther.
No,
he interrupted Gunther.
No, he actually stated it's going to be a new superstar that just signed. It's going to be Penta, 100%.
You think Penta? Well, I mean, a new superstar in this transfer window thing to SmackDown could be Gunther, but Penta would be interesting. I mean, that's fine. I
forgot to mention, which was important. As of today, he has signed with WWE.
Okay, I know that this isn't popular, but I really think the Penta needs at least 6, if not 9 months in NXT to learn how to be a wrestler again and not a meme wrestler, to stop doing Cero Miedo every 30 seconds, learn how to sell, and like he was in Lucha Underground and even like he was in Impact. But okay, fine. Listen, he's an older guy. You don't have that much time with him, but I still think that he'd help the NXT men's roster, and all that. Meanwhile, they could bring up Obafemi, would be newly signed to SmackDown, and clearly they're not. I know they probably want to make him a surprise for the Royal Rumble, but I don't know. This could be good too. All right, so Penta's all right, I suppose, but I said what I said.
Zero Miedo, no fear. But what are they going to call him? Does AEW own Penta Zero Miedo?
First of all, I don't think so. But even if they did, then they can just go to. I mean, they probably own Penta. First of all, AEW doesn't own anything. The only name they own is Hologram. I mean, that's the only name that they own. That's why they push them so mercilessly. Everyone owns their own shit. But he was Pentagon. He was Pentagon Junior. He was Pentagon Zero Miedo before he was in AEW. So no, I mean, maybe Pentagon or Penta Oscura, which they use for about 6
Black.
weeks.
Penta Dark, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
And like Revamp says, I don't want to see him doing Zero Miedo every 40 seconds like he does.
Exactly. I mean,
Pinche puto cabron.
Exactly. It's like the Orange Cassidy soft kick equivalent. It's like ridiculous. So I don't know. Let's be hopeful. And let's hope he took the last 6 months of his isolation and lifted some weights. Because everyone's like, Pentagon's a big jack guy. What? When's the last time you saw him? Because he sure as shit isn't.
He has leaned out, though. I'll say that. He was kind of chunkier, if you know what I mean. But he's a pinche, according to Ana Puto, for that matter. According to Revamped Wrestling. Grasso thinks that Obafemi should join Kofi and Woods and start the new way. Hey, I like that. The new way. Not the New Day.
Don't put him with those two. Listen, Kofi and Xavier are the two biggest overachievers in the world. I mean, maybe the Young Bucks, are there.
They can't claim world heavyweight champions, though.
Yeah, but still, the fact of the amount of money they've made and the success they've had with being such zeros. I mean, those guys are 4 zeros. Sorry, not sorry.
Well, Revamp claims that WWE's partners with AAA. I don't think they are, dude.
I don't think they are, and he can use whatever name. So I guarantee you AAA doesn't own anything because he used it in Lucha and he used it in Impact and he used it in MLW. So AAA doesn't own anything. Plus, if AAA owns it, they own it in Mexico. The United States is different. Trademarks are not international.
Maybe they'll call him Pizza El Zero Miedo.
Right. Anyway, AAA isn't going to tackle WWE anyway.
Yeah, 100%. Anyway, it's triple A.
Well,
Na, na,
well,
na, na.
Revamp, where are you getting this from? Listen, show me the registration number with the United States Patent and Trademark Office to show that AEW owns anything.
That
The
is
Beast
true,
Mortos.
actually. That is
Yeah.
true. That is true.
That's the second one. They changed
Mortos.
Black Taurus into the Beast Mortos, so which is why he's getting pushed so much.
That's
And you
100.
notice they're only doing it with the luchadors who they can take
Yes.
advantage of.
That's right. That's true. What are you trying to allude to? What are you implying though there, Jeff?
They punch down. Everyone punches down. I mean, you can't
All
you
right,
can't very well go to Moxley and Jericho and go, "Hey, it's time that we own your name." They're gonna be like, "Fuck you."
Well, Revamp says not usually a pinche, a cabron, and a puto, but Penta is also fat. He's
No,
fat.
I saw he was thin. He was too skinny, is what I saw.
And again, he's a cabron.
I know. Revamped is just making outrageous remarks. Like next, he just tells he invented the question mark.
Remember him? Is he still around?
Oh, Robert Anthony. No, I don't think that the question mark is. No, actually the actual question mark died. Then they had a replacement.
Really?
No,
Wow.
but in Austin Powers, when he was talking about his father, he said he made outrageous claims like he invented the question mark. Actually, I've got the whole origin story of Dr. Evil saved on my phone. Here we go.
Oh my God, here we go.
Yeah, because I always want to have this handy.
I don't have the right tune for it because this is not planned ahead. But I've got something that might tickle everybody with this. Let's see.
Here we go.
Yeah.
The details of my life are quite inconsequential. Very well, where do I begin? My father was a relentlessly self-improving boulangerie owner from Belgium with low-grade narcolepsy and a penchant for buggery. My mother was a 15-year-old French prostitute named Chloe with webbed feet. My father would womanize. He would drink. He would make outrageous claims like he invented the question mark.
Please.
Sometimes he would accuse chestnuts of being lazy. The sort of malaise that only the genius
now.
In the spring, we'd make helmets. When I was insolent, I was placed in a burlap bag and beaten with reeds. Pretty standard, really. At the age of 12, I received my first scribe. At the age of 14, a Zoroastrian named Vilma ritualistically shaved my testicles. There was really nothing like a shorn scrotum. It's breathtaking. I highly suggest you take it.
You're a villain. Straight up.
I'm a vaudevillain.
A vaudevillain. There we go. This one's for you now because you're the villain. Anyway, Jeff, that leads us to the main event of the evening. It is Chad Gable versus the American Nightmare in Cody Rhodes. I didn't like this match either, dude.
Again, but he took off Cody's boot at some point and put in the ankle lock, ankle lock, and at the end, Kevin Owens showed up and stomped on Cody's ankle 3 times. The humanity! I mean, they should have let him stomp on about 10 or 12 times.
Basically, what he's saying is Cody Rhodes wins via pinfall with the Crossroads.
One
Crossroads. Post-match, Kevin Owens, though, as he steps on the injured ankle, he stomps it and lays punches in before referees and road agents and general manager Nick Aldis arrive to pull him away. They get back at each other. Yeah. They get back at each other and Cody dives on him, trading punches against the barricade. Everybody working hard to separate them, and they get them apart as Cody breaks free and attacks again. And we're out of time, folks. And that's the show.
Executive producers, Paul Levesque and Lee Fitting.
Who? Paul Levesque?
Paul Levesque.
Just in case people think he actually doesn't know how to pronounce the name, he does. He knows it's Levesque, all right. But in this case, it's Levesque for me.
Guess it's Taco Tuesday.
It's a Taco Tuesday, right. Anyway. You like it, don't you, Revamp? Anyway, Jeff, I think that's it. If we're going to have to grade this crap, what would you give it?
I mean, it's hovering around an F. I go D-.
Me too. D-. I could have given it an F, but because it's not that bad, it's not F material, but D+, definitely for me.
All right. Well, there you go. 2 bad grades.
Well, two bad grades. Well, in saying that, Jeff, tell them where they can find you and what you're doing.
All right, well, right there you can see on the X at Evil. That's almost all wrestling nonsense. If you want my other account, which is, I guess broader, it's at MD. My podcast is Garden of Doom. On that feed, you find Garden of Doom, Garden Views, and GOD presents the Book of Black. Garden of Doom was sort of esoteric, occult, paranormal, some archaeology, anthropology, alternative history, some stuff like that. Garden Views is more earthbound with geopolitics and law, science, tech, business, but topics of general interest. And Book of Black is me and PJ Black talking to people in and around wrestling about Garden of Doom things. We just dropped the show, I think, Thursday with EC3. Very interesting conversation there for an hour. As I told you last week, Men Wept. Hopefully we'll get him for a second episode. And this week on Garden of Doom, I dropped the most was your countryman Mike Hilliard. We talked about some realpolitik stuff and the etiquette of bribery. This weekend, probably Sunday, maybe Monday, I'll drop another Garden of Doom with actually one of the longtime Target guests finally got on the show, Jim Vieira. So all of you who are like in the Graham Hancock, Andrew Collins, Nick Redfern, Randall Carlson world, you probably have heard of Jim Vieira. So he was on the show. Very interesting conversation there. And I also have another one in the can, and I'm recording with someone else tomorrow. So there's always fun stuff going on in the garden shows. And I'm trying to talk to Mish about doing a Garden of Soup.
Garden of Soup.
Garden of Soup, where me and Mish talk Garden of Doom or any sort of nonsense we want, and probably not much wrestling over on the Wrestling Soup Network. So there you go.
Just quality revamps. He actually does have French background. He can actually speak French. He's actually French Canadian. He's from your neck of the woods, but not born in Canada. His parents came from Canada to
French ancestry, at least on one side of his family.
It's true. It is true. Cold-Blooded thinks that last night was actually the greatest show of all time. Now that I think about it. Because I know why.
Well, you're welcome.
Because of the new tag team champions. That's why.
Oh, God.
Well, yeah, you know what? That's why I gave it a plus instead of a minus. You know what I'm saying?
I only kept it out of F because Ivy Nile looked good and because Kevin Owens was good.
Yes, that big nose sphincter is actually from, I don't know if it's from Quebec, but somewhere around the Quebec area, I guess. So yeah, I guess he's from Quebec.
French nose, you know.
That does explain his logic. Oui. Soufflé pour yam. You know, that's French for yum.
Like there seems to be no rhyme or reason for lots of them.
That's true. It's true. It's very, very Vincey. But in saying that, if you want to follow me on the Twitter, you can at DJ MassFX. Also at the PWC Network. Like and subscribe right here. Revamp stopping you, throwing me off. Like and subscribe right here at Humming Media Group on the YouTube. We're at 921. The last I checked, it's growing every week. Get us to that 1,000. So please share, like, subscribe, all that fancy stuff, and please tell everybody to tune in right here at HMG. Also at the PWC Network on the YouTubes for now, and also at channelattitude.com with $5 only you get the realest but the best talk in all of wrestling.
You'll also get some news about the NWA that you won't get from anywhere else that the EC3 gave to us. That's what real conversations get, is real information.
Really? And what's that?
I am not saying it here.
Go check it out. In other words,
you have to listen to the show. You're going to like it.
Exactly.
It's not a typical wrestler interview. It just isn't.
Remember that. He's got EC3 on the show. Go check that out. Garden of Doom. Garden of Black.
Well, that one's the book. It doesn't matter. You find
the Book of Black, Garden of Black. I'm getting confused.
You find them all on imagine when the ones with Mr. Thomas, and I call them the Gospel of Thomas. But I'm trying to get Super Panda to get Luchasaurus on it so we can call it the Panda Express. But
but unfortunately for Luchasaurus, he's even like okay. at this point?
I mean, he's recovering. I don't know. I haven't talked to Panda enough to find out if his recovery is on a trajectory to get back to full health, normal person, full health, be able to exercise, and full health to wrestle. So I don't know that, but hopefully he's healthy enough to be on a podcast.
Grass.
That's easy. I'm killing Vicky Guerrero. I'm fucking Dixie Carter, and I'm obviously marrying Linda McMahon. No prenup.
It's all about the money, the real money, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to answer that question because, you know what? I'll go with I'll go with Jeff. Either way, two of them have got money. One of them don't.
He's not that much older than me. It's an older woman.
Look at Revamp. Do you see that? You see that? You see that, Mr. What's his name again? I already forgot his name.
Slick 1099.
Slick, that's it. The Slickster. Actually, now that I said that, quit driving me, turkey. Just saying. Anyway, in saying that, I am Jimmy T. That is the evil Dr. Jeff Lippman. And you've been listening and watching the Smack Attack live right here on the Humming Media Group YouTube channel and on the Twitch. And
see you losers in 9 hours.
We'll see you for Deadline. Peace out. And you guys have all been funny as hell tonight. Hopefully you bring that same energy later on. Till then,
this one's pretty good. What's this? This one, the dead guy?
Slickster. It's the Slickster song, Jeff.
Ah, see, no wonder.
Jive Soul Bro by Slick.
Right. Well, I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. That's for you, Slick. Peace out, and we'll see you later on tonight.
See you, my friends.
Talking about ladies, this is the Slickster talking to you. I don't do nothing but tell the truth. Well, they thought this dude might learn a lesson, but I didn't learn a thing at all. While late last night I was out there messing with a lady that was 7 feet tall. Now that was a big one. So I said, hey, baby, spend the night at my house. She said, no way, you jive little mouse. I said, hey, now, baby, can't take no more. So she threw me on the floor in a figure of 4, singing, jive so bro, a jive so bro. And you always lie to your friends. You're a jive so bro, a jive so bro. And you never get nothing in the end. Jive so bro. Hey, wait a minute, everybody. Ain't no jive so bro. Jive so bro. Now come on now, band, and break it down for the Slickster now. Sooner or later you'll see the light. You gotta stop your job for the Monday night. If we catch you lying, we got the cure. We'll sing this song in one more show. You're a jive soul bro, a jive soul bro, and you're always lying to your friends. You're a jive soul bro, a jive soul bro, and you never get nothing in the end. You're a jive soul bro, a jive soul bro, and you're always lying to your friends. You're a jive soul bro, a jive soul bro, and you never get nothing in the end. No, this is the Slickster talking to you. That's right, I'm clean and I'm mean and my pockets full of green. Yeah. Hey, I'm the ladies' pet. And I'm even the fellas' black. And remember everybody, my motto is, honesty is the best policy.
reality. It feels good. I got something to say though. It's time for somebody to take over the West Coast power with fly style, and I'm the one. Been here for years, check the file. Cause I'm the kind of nigga with a strong desire to let up, light a torch, and set the world on fire. See me bouncing in my bed, doing donuts in the middle of receiver with Rosarita, trying to find some place to eat her. Cause I'm freaky with a capital L. I beat up your little pocket beater till there ain't nothing left. I'm nasty. See, when it gets better when you think we hot, and we got more cheddar than they think we got. You see, we make the kind of money that when we withdraw, they notify the feds cause it's too much, y'all. What you call a stash, we call it petty cash. Spend 5 to 6 figures a month, ain't left the gas. Party all night, and we sleep all day. Drink Corona X for breakfast, then we ready to play. I still like them green eyed, big old titties and thighs. Big old nigga, little heart, and I'm big at the thighs. So shoot your game, baby girl, don't be scared to take a play. You never know, just might be wet.
You want it, think it's wrong. Sometimes we don't feel grown up, and that's no lie. So we party until we die. Life is not too short when you rocky fly.
That's right. Now whether or not I be drunk off or down in my wet, I can still make the beat stink like some time cocaine.
Remy boys, yeah. 1738. Montana, Freddie Cash, Remy boys, yeah. When you're with him, I swear I'm always on your mind. I had to stop you, girl, cause you were so damn fine. I know you're with him now, but soon you will be mine. If I could bring it back, I'll probably press rewind. Rewind, 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 yeah. I know you're with him now, but soon you will be mine. If I could bring it back, I'll probably press rewind. Hit the trap with a hoe, keep blowing through all the hoes. It be hunters moving low key. I think that you should know me. Yeah, I heard that you taken. I think that I could change it. The look on your face and probably think I'm playing. Look how you love to hate him. Like you smiling your hair through, chop it up over here. Boo, take the top off the convertible and show off your hair through. The one I intend to, the one I am into. If I pull out the Beamer, I'ma cop you the Benz, cool, baby. Cause we be all night, baby. Don't turn off them lights, baby. I wanna see you vibe, baby. I'ma make you buy, baby. Do that thing I like, baby. It's eating you with eyes, baby. Do that thing I like, baby. Yeah, yeah. When you're with him, I swear I'm always on your mind. I had to stop you, girl, cause you were so damn fine. I know you're with him now, but soon you will be mine. If I could bring it back, I'll probably press rewind. Rewind, 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 baby. Rewind, rewind, yeah. I know you're with him now, but soon you will be mine. If I could bring it back, I'll probably press rewind.
Yeah, I said love and loyalty. What do you call that? We used to play fight, smoke weed, and fall back. Even late night, whole freaks call back if I had a chance. I'll bring it all back. You could be Gina, and I will be Mark Payne. You could be Gabrielle, and I'll be Dwayne Wade. I know you very well, and we want the same thing, but life ain't a fairy tale. My niggas gangbang. Just to be honest, I think she in college. If life was a VCR, I would rewind it. So take off your Vicky bra and let me inside it. I might get excited if I get invited, but baby, don't fight it.
Buddha bless this beat.
AP on me iced out, tennis chains iced out, whole pointers round my neck, looking like a lighthouse. Nigga pipe down, chopper make it pipe down. Running man, catch me if you can. Bad bitches only, bad bitches on me, bad bitches only, bad bitches on me, bad bitches only, bad bitches on me, bad bitches only, bad bitches on me. Hit her for a minute, then I pass her to the homie. Hit her for a minute, then I pass her to the homie. I don't wanna see you when I wake up in the morning. Bad bitches only, bad bitches on me.
Huncho, bad bitches, and I know some savage bitches. Get it on their own, they don't have to ask you bitches. Posting pictures on the gram and at you bitches. Secure the bag, lifestyle, real expensive. Secure the bag, all these bad bitches looking for attention. That ain't bad, fake bag, she pretending. That ain't bad. If you pay to get in your bag, then you win it. All these Jones sodas fucking and call me Quincy. Call that seal, pop it, close that deal. Close it, we in the field, yeah. Spread them bills, lane spill, on that lip. Maybach seat with the shears, AP shifting gears.
AP on me iced out, tennis chains iced out, whole pointers round my neck, looking like a lighthouse. Nigga pipe down, chopper make it pipe down. Running man, catch me if you can. Bad bitches only, bad bitches on me, bad bitches only, bad bitches on me, bad bitches only, bad bitches on me, bad bitches only, bad bitches on me. Hit her for a minute, then I pass her to the homie. Hit her for a minute, then I passed her to the homie. I don't wanna see you when I wake up in the morning. Bad bitches only, bad bitches on me.
Yo, 38 carats in my bracelet. Put on Molly, she fuck me brazen. We in the field with sticks like this arcade. Give up the game and you niggas gon' meet your mate. Going y'all having them rats in that regard. Walking around with a bad bitch, she a Barbie. I started my engine, I'm nowhere where the car is. Hopped in the rap and she asked me what the stars is. Every month on the 3rd we get the narcs in. Dogs barking, the kid that don't know narcs in. Living a wild life, think I am Tarzan. I took your ball again, she wanna come with the stars again.
AP on me iced out, tennis chains iced out, whole pointers round my neck, looking like a lighthouse. Nigga pipe down, chopper make it pipe down. Running man, catch me if you can. Bad bitches only, bad bitches on me, bad bitches only, bad bitches on me, bad bitches only, bad bitches on me, bad bitches only, bad bitches on me.
Take out bad bitches on me, only bad bitches want me. Hold up with the bad bitches, look at all the sad bitches. Say 100, do 200 on the dash, smash niggas. Now who want it, cause we run it, ain't no question, ass niggas. Better pun it in the focus, ain't no running past niggas. No, we done it, that's important, who you trust to blast with you. Niggas bad, that's a quarter cash in the Caterpillar. First task, I'm the nigga ass, I'm a cop killer. Virgin Miller, shoot him bill up. Say Philippe when you say Phillip. Double kill, codeine killer. Houston, Texas, now who driller. Bad bitches in the mirror, told her take a team with her. If she bring a team with her, bring the blue and green, looking at my
AP on me iced out, tennis chains iced out, whole pointers round my neck, looking like a lighthouse. Nigga pipe down, chopper make it pipe down. Running man, catch me if you can. Bad bitches only, bad bitches on me, bad bitches only, bad bitches on me, bad bitches only, bad bitches on me, bad bitches only, bad bitches on me.